The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Summer's coming, but don't sweat it. Stay cool with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Beat the heat now and ensure comfort all summer long. Their expert technicians are ready to ensure your AC is in top shape. Call and schedule a tune-up today at 612-824-2656 or online at standardheating.com.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
Lots of questions tonight about a security guard who was shot outside the mansion of the rapper, I should say, Drake.
The reigning Miss Teen USA announced that she was giving up her title. Man, this week keeps getting worse and worse for Drake.
Norwegian Cruise Line recently announced it's partnering with a specialty travel company next year to host an 11-day nude cruise for 2,300 passengers, including up to 2 women.
A worker on a cruise ship heading to Alaska was arrested for attacking 3 passengers with scissors. He was eventually subdued by a passenger with rock. Online critics said the dress Kim Kardashian wore to the Met Gala had such a tight waist that it seemed like it was crushing her organs. But I already watched her organs get crushed by Ray J.
Morning. Monday.
He's ready for a great first day. Thank God it's Monday again.
It's showtime, folks.
Well, F me. I'm sure most of you feel the same way. It's awful early. Really, really early. But by God, we can make this work. I really think we can. Welcome to the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. Monday. We're potentially staring down the barrel of a 5-day work week. A couple of folks have already texted in. Cubby, good morning, Cubby. Look at you.
Morning.
Look at you. A couple of folks have already texted in checking on my mental health.
It was a rough weekend, I think, even for a giant Timberwolves fans like myself. So I'd imagine kind of a casual new fan like you, it must have been tough watching the Wolves get worked.
Yeah.
Boy, that was rough.
That was tough.
They've been, a couple folks have texted in checking on my mental health, right, pertaining to the last 2 Timberwolves playoff games. I appreciate that. We all do. I'm fine. I'm disappointed. Not surprised, even a little bit. And it's like this, Josh, I'm sure you'll understand. The thing is, if the last 2 games had been more competitive and the Wolves had pissed away 1 or 2 of those ball games, yeah, I'd be upset. But they've just been straight up chokeslammed. You know what I'm saying?
It didn't look like the same team from the first 2 games.
No, there's nothing to be mad at. For me, at least, when your club is just fighting to get close on the scoreboard.
And if you watched last night's game, you know Anthony Edwards tried to win the game by himself. He just had a little bit of help.
Yeah. I mean, Friday night was a straight-up goat rodeo. Last night, they just couldn't get within striking distance. Denver wouldn't let them. They woke the Nuggets up in the first 2 ball games. Now they got to figure out a new game plan. Other than, like Josh said, other than just give Edwards the ball and get the hell out of the way.
Jamal Crawford, he could not miss last night.
Murrah.
I'm sorry, yeah, Murray.
Yeah, he's irritating like that, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, he's irritating.
I hate his face. I hate everything about him. I hate that guy, I'm forgetting his name, that giant guy with the dreads.
Aaron Gordon?
Oh.
Yeah,
can't stand him.
The slam dunker. That's what I remember him for.
You remember him as a slam dunker?
Yeah. he played for the Wizards, wasn't it? And he would dunk over the mascot all the time during the slam dunk contest.
That was the Orlando Magic. See, I'm surrounded by these massive NBA fans here.
I remember. Have you ever said a athlete's name incorrectly? I've heard you do it once or twice over the years, I'd say.
Oh, of course.
I remember him as the type of character who would slam dunk the basketball.
He was in the dunk contest?
Into the...
He's gigantic.
Yep.
Wow.
He's a big dude.
He would take the ball and then bounce it around and slam it home.
Sometimes, Wapple, you come off like a 12-year-old. Sometimes you come off like you're 107 years old. So there you go. I appreciate you checking in on me, but I'm going to be all right, I think. Tell me about your weekend, or you could tell me this, Josh. How's your mental health?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well. You know why? As you guys ruin the environment every day with your big SUVs and all that kind of stuff you're driving around, I've reduced my carbon footprint. I'm a bicycle owner at this point.
Whoa!
Finally got a bike.
I bought a bike yesterday, and I've put on 2.3 miles so far.
Where did you bike to? Anywhere cool?
I biked from the bike store home.
Okay.
Hung it up in the garage and said, all right.
And I realized I'm way more out of shape than I thought.
You bought yourself a bicycle.
Yeah, I bought my youngest needed a new bike. He still got his little kid's bike, and he's been holding onto that forever. So I've been meaning to do it for years. And so we were at the bike store yesterday, and I'll tell you what, I just went for it.
Did you get pegs on it? Like, can you give me a ride somewhere?
No, but I'll tell you what I did do is everything when I was a young man, I was so into biking when I was, like from 6th grade through high school. It was just something we loved to do. And the first thing I'd always do is, I'd take off the kickstand, I'd take off the reflectors, all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. This time I wanted to leave the reflectors on, and I bought a kickstand because it didn't come with it.
Did you buy the reflective vest?
No, I didn't get that crazy.
Okay.
You really bought a kickstand?
Yeah.
That's adorable.
That's the first thing I would do when I was a kid is if I had a bike. And we had so many bikes stolen over the years, I promised myself I'm never getting another bike. Never. And then,
you've mentioned that before. You've mentioned that's been one of the deterrents to you becoming a modern-day bicycle owner is you just don't want to see the thing stolen out from under you again. You took off the kick, and then in this case, you put the kickstand back on.
Yep, bought a kickstand.
Did you get a powerful engine on it like my Harley-Davidson bicycle?
No, this is just a pedal bike.
Well, what the hell are you doing that for?
Well, I kind of wanted to try something like that out again.
Oh.
And it's like half the price of a e-bike.
Oh.
They had some there, of course.
Well, so here we go.
Did you get a bike lock and a sensible helmet and all that kind of good stuff too?
I did not.
Don't worry. Don't buy a helmet.
Well, that's the other thing is I put one on, and my head's so big, it looked ridiculous, and my wife even said, that is really stupid. I look like a stormtrooper. They only had in my size, they had a white. And so I look like a stormtrooper.
Oh, boy.
Jeez.
I'll probably get one.
You probably will get a helmet. You're never going to wear the helmet.
I probably will.
I don't know. Please don't wear the helmet.
I'm trying to be responsible.
I bought a helmet when I bought my Harley-Davidson. Some people refer to it as an e-bike. They're the same thing. I bought a helmet, and I wore it once. And I just couldn't do it again. I couldn't do it again.
Just willing to risk it?
Well, I mean, if you want to look at it that way, I mean, our generation there was no such thing. And I'm still the type that I just don't, unless you're a 10 and under, I just don't believe in such a thing.
I hear, well, I wouldn't say I don't believe in it, but I grew up in the same generation where if you wore a helmet, you were an outcast.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, yeah.
And, but there weren't really,
lame.
I don't remember there really being a ton of different, now there's everything. Now they have ones with built-in lights and stuff like that.
Speakers.
Maybe tomorrow
Seriously?
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe tomorrow I'll bring in my bicycle helmet and put it on my massive skull. Josh and I, we both have problems with our cranium size. I'll put on my bicycle helmet, and you'll see what I mean. I just can't do it. Matter of fact, speaking of our generation, my brother, even when his children were little, his son put on a little bicycle helmet to go for a bicycle ride, and my brother said, take that friggin' thing off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't wear helmets. What's the matter with you? And the kid was looking around at all of his other buddies wearing little cute bicycle helmets, and he was like, well, what do you mean? All my friends. My brother said, if your friends jump off a cliff when you do it too, take that friggin' helmet off. We don't wear helmets.
I'll tell you what, if I jump off a cliff, I'm putting a helmet on. That's for sure.
That'd be a good call.
I had the opposite of you guys since I have this stupid tiny head.
Oh, it's like a little pin tip.
Yeah. So then imagine when I was a little kid, you buy a youth helmet. That's going to be way too big for my head, even if it's extra small.
Your little noggin would just be rattling around inside of it.
My helmet would always be over my eyes, and I would have to look through the hair holes or the vent holes, whatever they were.
Gosh.
Or I bet it would tip backwards, and people people that say, well, why are you protecting the back of your neck?
Yeah, exactly.
You ever heard of sunblock? You know.
Yesterday, I did completely outfit myself in spandex, and it's got it's really bright.
Oh, that's hot.
It's got sponsorships on it. No. So I do have that.
I gotta see that.
Yeah. Local 34 Jesus said, hey, thanks for reducing your carbon footprint. Now I can get a bigger truck. See, that's what I'm doing for everybody. I'm basically like 93X's Greta Thunberg. I'm a Swedish environmentalist all of a sudden. I put 2.3 miles on this thing. Think of what I've done for all the emissions out there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I could have drove my pickup home and just destroyed the environment.
Oh.
No. I don't like to use the word hero. Stop texting it in.
Do you want to take the time to explain to me what it means to be Greta Thunberg?
Thunberg. She's a pretty famous environmentalist. Little kid, you've probably seen her.
Yeah, she was yelling at people that one time.
Yeah, she yells at people. She's on the cover of magazines.
Oh, I don't know this. I missed this. I missed that movement. Well, I'm happy for you. If you're happy, I'm happy, and
I got a water bottle, which is super cool.
Right? No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it depends on what you put in there.
Water.
What?
Yesterday, I wanted to share with the big kids, my older kids, what it means to be an environmentalist.
My God, you're really soaking this in.
And, I'm trying to piss people off.
Yeah.
And so I took a picture of myself on my new bike in front of a boulder.
Yeah.
I put on sunglasses. Our boss got me sunglasses for Christmas, or all of us. I think he get us all sunglasses.
In front of a boulder.
Yeah, right in front of a boulder. So I was outside with nature.
Sure.
As you find a boulder out there every once in a while.
Cool, man.
Can you send us that photo?
I kind of paused a little bit in front. I can, yeah. I paused a little bit in front of Panda Express so everybody would see me. Look at this guy and his bike.
It's friggin' awesome. That's awesome news.
Do you have a water bottle holder for your water bottle?
Of course he has a water bottle.
Okay.
It's a right side entrance wobble.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, instead of a top entrance.
Yeah.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
You can just keep pedaling and get hydrated.
Heck yeah.
So is it like a mountain bike? What kind of bike are we talking here?
Yeah, it's like a crossover.
Oh, so you can go down hills.
I can't do like some serious off-roading, the guy said.
You can.
No, I cannot.
You cannot.
He said I could do some, but it's not like really made for that. They have bikes there that like over $10,000. Jesus.
That's insane.
And that they were right in the front, right? All the super expensive ones. So and my son was so excited to get a new bike, and I thought, well, we're gonna have to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So we went all the way to the back to the cheap bikes. That's where you got to go to the back if you want to find the affordable one.
They make you walk through the whole store, so you're just shamed. Still can't get that one.
Look at all the bikes you can't afford.
You need the poor person bikes? Go to the back.
You're all set now if you get a DWI.
Well, can't you still get one on a bike if you're in the middle of the road? There's weird rules all over the place.
Something like that.
You have to be pretty, from what I understand from our past conversations with police officers, you'd have to be a pretty massive dildo to get a DWI on a bicycle. You know what I mean?
You described me to a T. Hey, Big Bearded Jesus bought a boulder over the weekend. He sent in a picture. He's got a big boulder in his front yard.
Dude, you got to take a picture in front of it now.
Yeah, I want to go over there and take a picture in front of that.
Are you going to bike over there?
Oh, that's a good
Oh, hell no. He lives way out.
I always get a kick out of seeing the middle-aged guy on a bicycle in your neighborhood, and he's not dressed to ride a bicycle. He's just wearing his blue jeans and his collared shirt, and you just know, okay, that guy got pinched.
Okay, hold on a second. I was wearing blue jeans and a collared shirt yesterday because we stopped on the way home from Mother's Day brunch.
Oh, Josh, yeah.
Well,
and I wasn't planning on biking home because it's funny. I get this bike, and my kid's like, hey, can we bike home? I'm like, it's hot. I don't want to go biking right now. Let's save it for a different day, but we ended up biking.
Oh, it was hot yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah. So for at least, what did you say, 2.5 miles?
2.3.
For 2.3 miles, you look like you had a fresh D-dub under your belt. Yeah. I always got a kick out of that. Man, my buddy lived in a neighborhood years ago right across from a VFW, and we did some serious drinking at that joint, and it was a serious drinking bar. This was not a place where you went to have lunch, okay? This was a place where you went to get blasted out of your mind and then get in a fight. This was kind of a shady joint. And there was this gaggle of older dudes, 6, 7 of them, who rode 10-speed bicycles to the bar. because every damn one of them had 2-3 D-dubs. We call them the Schwinn Club. They were some hardcores. Hardcore. Guy's got his blue jeans on, work boots.
Yeah, I was not dressed appropriately.
Alabama concert shirt, but he's riding a 10-speed. Well, yeah, I think we can figure that one out. Mm-hmm. I'm happy for you, Josh. Something new for you to do.
Yeah, hopefully I actually use it. I think I will. So yesterday, like I said, I was a little out of breath when I got home. And I'm thinking, well, it must have been, 5, 6 to 10 miles. And I looked it up. I'm like, 2.3 miles. I'm in some trouble.
Well, you'll be all right. I mean, look at you. You'll be fine. Christ, you're thin. You're in shape. You don't drink. You don't smoke. You're going to be all right on that bicycle.
I do work. I guess it's just different than what I'm used to.
Yeah, you exercise. I still think you should have.
The air quality wasn't great.
Pardon
yesterday.
me?
The air quality wasn't great yesterday.
That's right.
Yeah,
Thank you,
blame it on the air
Ashley.
quality.
Today. Yeah.
And don't forget, the Nuggets are in town, so there's the elevation. That makes such a difference.
Yep.
Everybody talks about that.
Right. You should have got a throttle on the damn thing, but that can be your next bicycle.
An e-bike?
Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I misspoke. A Harley Davidson?
Yeah, you should have got a throttle on it, but that can be your next time. Next time, Ski. Oh, for Pete's sake. Maybe I'll go riding with you.
That'd be awesome. Could start a little half motorcycle club.
I'd like to see the two of you on a tandem bike together ride around a lake somewhere. I think that would be precious.
I'd be down. You know what? I would trust him. I wouldn't trust the rest of you if I was in front. I don't think you guys would pedal.
No,
Nick would pedal.
A tandem bicycle? Can I tell you my tandem bicycle story again? And what do they call that deal on the lake where you pedal? Oh, not on the lake. On the street. Pedal pubs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are so dumb,
Dude.
I hate those.
That was one of the worst days of my life.
Pedal pub?
Yes.
I have vowed to never go on one of those. It just looks miserable.
It is. And I didn't understand what I was looking at. I saw these vehicles going by. This has got to be 15 years ago or so. And, everyone's drinking and sitting at a picnic table on wheels. Or, you guys all know what the pedal pub looks like. And I thought the people pedaling, I thought it was just a gimmick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just thought it was for show. And they were pedaling an empty sprocket. I thought it was maybe they were advertising a bike shop or something. For whatever reason, I had it in my head that people pedaling while sitting on the picnic bench and drinking was just a gimmick so when someone asked me, hey, do you want to go on a pedal pub? I said, sure. And I sat down on the bench with the 8-10 other people and then the dorky captain of the pedal pub. and I looked down and I said, we're really operating this damn thing? And everyone said, yeah, what are you, stupid or something? I said, I thought it was all the joke. And here we go. Here we're off and running. And within minutes, I quit. And the other people in the group were furious with me. But I said, I can't do this. This is ridiculous. I mean, I'm dangerously short on oxygen over here. I didn't know we really powered this damn thing. So I don't know if it was the same on your pedal pub experience as everyone else, but there was one empty seat that didn't have to pedal.
Yeah, the back seat.
Okay, wherever it was, I said, look, I'm going to the empty seat. I'm going to the non-pedaling seat, and I'm not doing this. I just straight up told people, I'm cool if at the first bar I stay there and you guys go on without me. If you want me to continue, I will be sitting in the non-pedaling seat. So that's where I went, and everybody was upset with me. Never, ever will I do that again.
I wonder how much the guy that's operating it actually has to pedal. Like, wouldn't that suck if nobody's pedaling? Is there, like, an electric motor on those things or some sort of motor just in case?
If there was, dude, I didn't notice it. And if my memory serves me right, the captain guy did quite a bit of pedaling himself. I don't get it. Never. I mean, with the exception of beer league softball, there really is no reason to mix beer drinking with exercise. Stupid.
100% agree.
What a horrible combination.
Especially when you're going uphill on one of those bad boys. Oh my God.
Well, the tandem bike experience that I had. One of my goofiest friends. He's been goofy since we were kids. He's still goofy. He's just an odd dude. Always has been. Always will be. Many years ago, I was in my garage, sweeping out the garage this time of year, cleaning the joint out for the summer, and this quirky friend of mine rides up my driveway alone on a tandem bicycle. The tandem bicycle's back tire is flat. He has a pair of sunglasses. Number one, he's got a big head of hair like Art Garfunkel used to haul around in the Simon, right? And he dresses like a complete moron, like purple pants and a cowboy shirt with a, what do you call these things again, Josh?
Bolo tie?
Yeah, with a bolo. Just the oddest dresser, oddest guy you've ever seen. Josh, you know who I'm talking about. So he rides up my driveway with that goofy outfit on, tandem bicycle, alone, flat back tire. He's got a pair of sunglasses on his face, a pair of sunglasses up on top of his head, and a pair of sunglasses hanging from his shirt collar.
My God.
And he says, "Hey, what's going on?" And I said, "Get off my property before I call the police."
Yeah, that's odd.
I said, "You look so odd right now. If you don't leave my property immediately, I will call the police."
Was he wanting to go on a tandem ride with you?
He was going up to the gas station to put some air in the tire. Got a flat back tire.
He never explained the 3 separate pairs of sunglasses, 2 which were in use and the other 2 who were hanging off of his body. He never explained that. He probably wasn't even aware that the rest of the sunglasses were on his body.
Yeah, I was going to ask, was it that, or was he begging that you'd ask him?
Oh, no.
He wasn't looking for attention?
Completely clueless.
Yeah.
No, he never asked me to help him with the tandem bike ride. I wouldn't have anyway.
I'm sure you wouldn't have
with the
jumped
way
up.
he looked. No way.
Yeah, that's a little goofy.
He was on his way up to the gas station to put a little air in the back of the tire.
Well, yeah, it would have been fun to go riding, but I've already sold my bike. I just got a really good offer on Facebook Marketplace, and it's gone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just wanted to get home from the bike shop yesterday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's gone. I'm right back to driving my pickup truck when I don't even need to.
Murdering the environment.
That's right.
Knocking the environment into next week.
If there was such thing as the environment, I'd be destroying it on my way to and from work and the little trips that I don't need to take.
Aside from bicycle helmets, that is something else that I've never really fully believed in.
What's that?
The environment.
Well, there is no such thing as
I don't believe that there is.
People bring up there's an environment. There is not an environment.
Oh.
The picture you sent us of you on your bike, you do look pretty damn cool, Josh.
I spent a lot of time posing for that.
You sent us the picture? Oh.
That's a cool water bottle, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I knew it. I knew it was a cool water bottle.
Yep.
It's insulated, Ashley.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping it'd be a full shot of you on the bike.
I couldn't do it. I trust me, I tried it was doing a selfie, and it was hard to do the selfie and hold that awesome water bottle. I had to crouch down, and one of my neighbors walked by, and I'm like, son of a gun. I was in a stupid position.
The one time Josh takes a selfie, too.
I know. That's the second selfie I've ever taken.
Nice Simpsons t-shirt.
I was going to ask where you got that, by the way.
That was a gift from my stepson.
Well, it was a short-lived journey.
I still feel good about it, though. I'm glad that I had that for a very short amount of time.
You should feel good. You should. So I guess we can't ride together, but maybe one day. What else is going on around here? I suppose Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder will be swinging by in about an hour and a half. They're going to want to lose their cool, I imagine, over the last 2 Timberwolves basketball games. And by God, this and that. So we appreciate you tuning in. We got a ways to go. We do. But I think we're off to a decent start. We'll be back in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud. They lose control. They do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
Our technicians are geared up and ready to make sure your system is running reliably this summer. Regular maintenance from Standard Heating helps prevent costlier breakdowns in the future, and we know they always happen at the worst times.
Summer's coming, but don't sweat it. Stay cool with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Beat Beat the heat now and ensure comfort all summer long. Their expert technicians are ready to ensure your AC is in top shape. Call and schedule a tune-up today at 612-824-2656 or online at standardheating.com.
What companies would you want to work for? Just Capital is a nonprofit that tracks which companies are a force for good. Companies like Bank of America, which just earned the prestigious Just Capital 2024 seal. Bank of America is ranked #1 in the banking industry and #1 for their ongoing commitment to workers, offering best-in-class benefits, including a minimum wage of $25 an hour by 2025. Visit justcapital.com to learn how a just business is a better business.
Furnished by Just Capital.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
If you're just checking in, the big story going around this morning is that Josh bought a bicycle.
That's the A topic in Minnesota today.
Yep. Breaking news.
You guys got a problem with that being the big story?
No, it's huge.
I just found out it's Bike to Work Week. Did you know that?
Don't do it.
That's a long haul, Josh.
Yeah, I don't want to get up at 2.
Don't friggin' do it.
No, I'm not going to do that.
The big story is that Josh bought a bicycle. And you said earlier you're going to maybe, how did you say it, lessen your Carbonis? Something about Carbonis.
No, not Carbonis. It's excellent pizza place, by the way. No, I have already lessened my carbon footprint for you, for everyone listening.
Carbon footprint.
I've saved 2.3 miles on my pickup truck so far. And check back with me as that number stays the same, I'd imagine, for the immediate future.
Got a text message here from Smoke Wrench Jesus, and he says, just to counteract your attempt, Josh, at environmental protection, Smoke Wrench Jesus is driving his V8 truck on the way to his job at the oil refinery, and he's smoking a cigarette. He's having a couple of cigarettes.
Yeah, I drove my 6.2-liter V8 into work today. It's a 5.7. And I dumped out about 5 gallons of gas on the way here, just on purpose.
And I saw you stand in the back of that truck just spraying aerosol cans into the air, just to even make it even worse.
I had to because I leave it running.
Yeah.
It's out there running right now.
We were talking about Josh's new bicycle, and someone or another texted in something about getting a DWI on a bicycle. And, we've had cops on the air over the years, and I think the overall point of view on, how close they pay attention to drunk bicyclists. It's like, obviously if you launch yourself into traffic or run over a baby, you probably are going to get but if you're able just to, for God's sake, be reasonable while on your bicycle, you're probably not going to get a DWI on a bicycle. Evil Garbage Man Jesus texted in with an interesting story. He knew a guy who got 2 bicycling WIs, however the hell you say it, bicycling while intoxicated tickets. One time, the dude on a bicycle broadsided a police car.
Yeah, you're going to get the attention of cops real quick when you do something like that.
That's how you're going to get a BWI, whatever the hell they call that. If you T-bone a cop car while on a bicycle.
Dana's got whiskey plates on his bike. Serious trouble.
All right, here we effing go. Stupid news report. 5/13/2024, 6:25 a.m. I sincerely hope that none of yous meet the same fate as this year unlucky goat I'm going to tell you about out in Utah. Utah is how you say it. This is one unlucky effing goat. You see, what happened here was a basketball-sized chunk of ice came screaming out of the sky. And when it reached Earth, it killed a goat dead.
It's insane. The luck.
A gal by the name of Cassidy Lewis living out there in Utah. She's got some animals living on her property, don't you know? And a week ago, she heard a loud bang come from somewheres. She said it shook the house. Her roosters and her horses were going mental. So Cassidy upped and ran outside and saw that there was a hole ripped into her shed. There were chunks of ice scattered all around. And as God as her witness, one of her goats was broken in half.
If this can if this can happen, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often. I mean, every once in a while you hear people say, "Oh yeah, there's some frozen poop in my backyard," and they figure out, "Oh, obviously from an airplane." I'm surprised this doesn't happen more often.
I don't know. Yeah, I know little about the aviation.
Thank goodness it doesn't happen more often.
Hit you upside the head while you're riding that bicycle.
Good luck catching me.
Hopefully you're not wearing a helmet. So it just ends quickly for you. You know what I mean? As opposed to a long, miserable death.
Should I get some bicycling gloves, you think?
No.
Yes.
No. But if you're ever a drummer in a rock band, you should wear some kind of drumming gloves.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah, the fingerless drumming gloves.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get one of those cat's tails and an American flag to put on the back of that thing. And cards in the spokes.
Your bicycle?
Yeah, we can talk about it later.
Okay. So this gal didn't have a clue what the hell just gave way. Like I said, she runs outside. There's a hole in her shed. Chunks of ice scattered all over the place. And one of her goats is dead. She had the cops come take a look-see. And the local sheriff said the only reasonable source of the ice would be a passing airplane. The cops told her, I guess she was unaware of this, that their town was under a flight path, and that's probably how the whole deal happened. Now, unlike all you sheeple out there who just blindly believe whatever the media tells you, it's unbelievable what you do. Cassidy did some of her own research. She called the local airport. And then she was convinced that an airplane pooped out some ice and it landed on her goat. She's got a kid or two as well. And she said she felt very lucky that the ice didn't splatter one of her kids playing out in the yard. Unfortunately, this nightmare has caused her to be a little jumpy every time an airplane goes by, but she's doing okay overall. Cassidy said that the Federal Aviation Administration is investigating exactly which flight the ice may have fallen from so she can take revenge and kill something that they love.
She deserves a new goat.
Yeah.
At least.
Is the airline going to spring for a new goat?
I bet they'll take care of her. I'd imagine.
Yeah, that friggin' poor goat was just sitting out there. And then, burp, lights are out. He's done.
Yeah, I hope it was quick. And just at least quick enough where the other goats can't make fun of him.
Yeah.
You got killed by frozen turds.
I don't think he felt a thing, Cubby.
I hope not.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it just went right through the roof, right onto that friggin' goat.
Hit him right in the brain.
Yeah.
Hit him right in his skull. All right, we're going to break new ground here. No way we've ever covered something like this before in our stupid news report. No way. Unless, that could be the liquor talking, but it says here, this time of year in China, in a place called the Kumtag Desert.
Hey now.
Camel riding is so popular that local authorities are now using camel traffic lights to avoid camel traffic jams or terrible camel traffic accidents. And, there is an easy camel towing joke here, just waiting for someone to pounce on it.
I think we were all we held on.
Did you hold off?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. After losing the name of the desert, I'm doing my best to not lose it again.
I'm sorry, what?
I laughed at the name of the desert, so I'm doing my best to try to...
Oh, the Kumtag Desert.
Yes.
Have you ever played a game of that?
Oh no.
I want to be it the whole time.
It's been years. That's a young man's game,
Yeah,
John.
I definitely. I'm all-time it.
I've seen
just like all-time quarterback.
Yep.
I've seen a couple of movies where it looked like that was the game they were playing.
Is the goal to lose, or what's the goal of the movie?
I couldn't tell who the winners were, the losers. I couldn't tell.
I've heard of these movies where
couldn't make out anyone's face.
Really?
Yeah.
I was just going to ask because I've heard of these movies where there's like a whole bunch of taggers. Just one, and they're not even running. Like they're just kind of waiting to get tagged.
Just accepting it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I will accept all of your tags.
Son of a bitch.
You guys are gross.
My apologies.
Yeah, they are.
Tag my face.
Oh. Camel traffic. Camel traffic we were talking about. In the middle of the desert.
Those videos, I mean, there's a lot of camels out there. I can understand why they got to put in one of those roundabouts. Everybody loves the roundabouts.
I didn't see the videos.
Oh, I got to send this to you.
Still to this day, I'm no good at clicking on those videos. They always seem to throw me.
Do you want me to email it or text?
Text me it.
I'm just going to fax it.
Oh, yeah, send me the video of the camel traffic in the middle of the desert. That's the part that cracks me up, too. It's a pretty wide open space. From what I understand, I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen any videos.
That's a lot of camels. Holy cow.
So it's gotten to the point. This is a touristy spot, from what I understand. And this time of year, everybody shows up to see the sights in the Kumtag Desert. They've got this to look at. They've got that. And no one wants to walk, of course. What the hell am I?
No.
What am I, an Olympic athlete? So they started renting camels, I guess. And it's gotten to the point now where it's just camel butts to camel nuts. All right, you sent me the picture of the camel traffic jam. And, that's a hell of a line of camels.
Yeah, look at all those.
And they're all saddled up and ready to be rented off for the afternoon so folks can see the beauty of the Kumtag Desert.
Maybe you guys in that studio are too young, but did you ever think Joe Camel was pretty cool? I thought Joe Camel was a pretty cool camel. For Camel cigarettes?
Of course he was cool. He was wearing sunglasses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it looked good in him. Something I can't do.
Dude.
Wasn't the cool spelt with a K, too?
No.
Oh,
You're thinking of the other brand of cigarettes.
You're thinking of Cools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, the second picture in this article of the camel traffic jam is beyond insane. There's got to be 10,000 people on camelback in line to tour the desert.
At least.
I think at that point, if I saw that line, I'd take my camel and I'd go home.
You would?
Yep. Turn around.
You're not going to wait in that line?
No, I'm not waiting in that line.
Do you think
Go ahead, Bob.
Do you think the traffic light's just broken? Everyone's just waiting. Red light. Can't go.
Well, I think, Wapple, that might have been a picture before they put in the lights. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're doing a better job of controlling the camel traffic.
Before or after?
Yeah, several camel traffic lights have been set up in the sand dunes of this area. When the green camel light is on, camels can pass. When the red camel light is on, camels stop to let pedestrians pass first. So there still are some suckers on foot. So do the camels recognize the colors, or is it my job on the camel's back to stop this big bastard from running somebody over?
I'd like to think that they trained the camels to understand the lights. There's little camels on the lights.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cute.
So, check those pictures out. Did anyone say if they're up on 93x.com?
They are.
They are?
Yes.
Oh, no, we don't want that.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding. The locals say that camel jams will no longer be a problem. Whew. And that is truly something to see. The camel traffic. The pictures are something to see.
I think that's going to be the next festival. Camel Jam 2024.
It does sound like I could see something like that.
Yeah, you mentioned Joe Camel, the mascot for Camel cigarettes. My neighbor growing up, he's a couple years older than me, but he started smoking when he was like 9. He became one of those Camel VIP type people where he got the cooler and he got the sandals and he got the skateboard and he got the hats and the T-shirts and it was unbelievable. He had all the Camel points, whatever the gimmick was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember I've never smoked in my life, but I wanted those Camel points.
Yeah.
I mean, he wore a leather jacket, this Camel.
Uh-huh.
Sunglasses, like you said. I think he rode a motorcycle at one point.
He did.
Hanging out in pool halls and stuff. He was just a cool camel.
Yeah, he was...
Did his face look like a penis and balls? Yes, it sure did.
I remember.
But I didn't know that as a kid.
I remember that first time someone pointed that out to me. His face does look like a penis plus balls.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I got to be responsible here and say out loud that this kind of reckless activity behind the wheel of a motor vehicle is very dangerous. Very much dangerous. But at the same time, it is my honor to introduce you to the coolest postal worker of all time. In a place called Fremont, Ohio, a postal worker was busted on the highway for driving a mail van at around 105 miles per hour while racing against a Ford Mustang. And you know what? The mail truck won.
She was more committed.
Body cam footage from a local cop who pulled over the postal worker shows the cop ask the driver, "Is there any reason you're going over 100?"
Is there a reason you're going over 100?
I didn't realize that I was going that fast.
Yeah. I mean, that Mustang took off, he caught my attention, and then you blew by him, and I was pacing you at like 105.
I shouldn't have that.
Did you know the person in the Mustang?
No.
Okay.
They were driving around ridiculous on 590.
I kind of assumed when the way they took off at the light there, because I was right across from you.
Right.
So he saw me coming up behind him, and he did the right thing and stopped or slowed down, and then you continued.
I imagine those Ford Mustang people we have in the crowd this morning. They've been knocked down a peg. It's a bittersweet. It's a tough day for you Ford Mustang people. A gal driving a mail van whooped your ass. You heard the cop say it. I saw the Mustang take off. He caught my attention, and then you blew by him. I was pacing you at 105.
That's crazy.
I wonder what they have in those mail trucks.
Yeah.
I didn't think that they were able to go that fast at all.
That must have been a V6 Mustang, right? I mean, this was like the minivan one, not like the square one that you might be thinking of.
Oh, all right.
The postal worker identified herself as being from the Fremont post office. It says here the baddest effing postal worker of all time is a 28-year-old gal called Drew Brown. You heard her there in the audio. She didn't know the driver of the Mustang. He just kind of, the guy must have, or the guy or the gal, whoever was driving the Mustang must have, given a wink or something that said, "Hey, we're racing." And she said, "I'm not backing down. I don't care if I'm in a friggin' mail truck. I'm going to whoop your ass." She paid a $50 fine, got a verbal warning. Hopefully she keeps her job. And honestly, hopefully she doesn't try that again, because next time she'll probably kill herself and dozens of other innocent people. But for now, we must recognize her as the greatest to ever do it.
I think probably a very close second is the shocking details of this story. She got off paying $50.
Yeah, that seemed really low.
Not losing your license, not thousands of dollars in fines, nothing. That's crazy.
I can only imagine what was going through her mind when she emerged victorious from that race with a Ford Mustang. This story kind of reminds me of the ending of one of the greatest movies of all time, The Right Stuff, 1983, where the narrator says, "On that glorious day in May 1963, Gordo Cooper went higher, farther, and faster than any other American. He was the last American ever to go in space alone. And for a brief moment, Gordo Cooper became the greatest pilot anyone had ever seen. Because this gal on that day, she became the greatest mail truck driver anyone had ever seen.
Yeah, I'd like to shake the hand of that hero someday as she hands me a mortgage bill.
You know, I do think of all of you as purposefully un-American for your lack of knowledge of the movie The Right Stuff. I do.
Never saw it.
Purposefully.
Oh, and the Iron Claw sucks.
Oh, you can stream it for free on Max.
You can, yes, I saw that.
Or you can go out into someone's backyard and stare at a pile of dog feces and have the same experience. Newfoundland police. Boy, we don't... when's the last time you swung through Newfoundland, Josh?
You know, I've actually never been there.
I don't believe that.
No, it's true. I heard they were having The Right Stuff, whole movie marathon, and I said, F that.
Marathon.
And then I said, death to America.
The movie itself is a marathon, for Christ's sake, but you are un-American if you don't know the movie. Newfoundland police say cops were assaulted Thursday by a dude throwing a block of cheese. Yeah, a block of cheese. There was a disturbance at a house. Or maybe since it's Newfoundland, it was the house. When the cops got there, they encountered an angry man who then assaulted them with a block of cheese. Police arrested the guy, charged him with assault. Ooh, and assaulting a police officer. He was taken to jail. The cops did not say if anyone was injured or what kind of cheese was used in the attack.
Yeah, soft cheese. Maybe I could handle a brie. But like a sharp cheddar or something like that, look out.
Or Parmesan.
That would hurt.
Unless it's powdered, you'd be fine. Ashley, you no longer carry around cheese, right? Isn't that what you told us before?
Yeah, I don't carry it around anymore, no.
Because you brought cheese with you in your purse quite often.
Yeah, purse cheese. Now I just have purse hot sauce.
That's awesome. Have you ever actually used it?
Yes.
You have?
Oh, yeah, plenty of times.
Purse cheese and purse hot sauce.
Yep, gotta stay strapped.
I'm not
Did
sure
you
what
say
to...
strapped?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I'm not sure what to make of this guy. I don't know if this guy aggravates me or what. I'll just go ahead and tell you. A dude in a town called Seaside, California, was told by city officials he needed to put up a fence to hide his boat from public view. He's got the boat there on his property, and it's kind of... so dude decided, I guess it was against some kind of code, he decided to build the fence with a lifelike painting of the boat on it. Do you see what he...
That's pretty funny.
I love his level of pettiness. This is perfect.
That's cool.
And you got to see this picture. Is this up on our website?
Yes, it is.
You got to see this. It's brilliant.
Whoever did that is very, very talented.
He hired some artist.
And I bet that wasn't cheap.
Hell no. He hired some artist to paint the fence in a way where you swear to God you're looking at the boat in the driveway with everything in the background, shrubs, whatever the hell. It's a perfect rendition of what it would look like if the boat was still parked on his property. I've never seen anything like this. It's like a damn optical, how do you say it?
Illusion, yeah.
Unbelievable. But like I said, I don't know what to make of the guy. You know, Jesus criminy.
It's pretty douchey, but it is kind of funny. I mean, that's a very clever FU. That's one of those things where I think you do it and go, all right, let's just paint it white afterwards. Yeah. You get your point across.
Yep.
The dude who went through with this, again, he didn't paint it himself. He hired someone to do it. And like Josh said, this probably cost him a friggin' fortune.
Oh, for sure.
He said, I'm not a rule breaker, but I like to make political statements as necessary, he says.
Yeah, this guy's a tool.
He's happy with how the mural turned out. Well, you ought to be, for God's sake. It's
perfect.
It's incredible. So far, the city hasn't gotten back to him on what they think of this gimmick.
This is very astute of you to point this out, this texter. How are you going to have a city called Seaside and be upset people have boats in their driveway? Yeah, good catch.
Very good point.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, I can see why the guy might be a little ticked off. You know, I've experienced a couple moments in my day of chintzy, chicken-esque little code violations, you know, where you wonder, how could anyone give a pump about something so silly, right?
Oh, yeah, we've had an HOA like that, for sure.
I mean, in my case, it was, and this is usually how it plays out. The city doesn't give a rat's ass. They know they've got these chicken-esque little codes. They don't give a rat's ass until someone calls and complains, and then they have to do something about it. And I've mentioned this before. For about a smooth decade, I sold cars. I sold more cars off of my front yard than Chris friggin' Lindahl or John. Wait a minute,
John Schuster?
Yeah, John Schuster.
Yeah.
Both of them combined. I had the perfect friggin' driveway on a busy highway. My buddies would sell their cars on my property at work like clockwork. Until my neighbor called and said, you know, it is actually against city code to have a car on your lawn. It must be on your driveway. Why would you care? What do you care what the hell I'm doing? And the guy that called me from the city even said the same thing. It was hilarious from the get-go because I said, hello? And the guy goes, yeah, is this Mr. Bourne? He already didn't want to make the phone call. And he explained to me what was going on. Your neighbors complain that you're selling a car on your lawn as opposed to your driveway. And he says, yes, it is against city code. You have to. And he said, look, I'll give you 3 weeks to clear it out of there. You know.
Yeah, you're not going to give a deal on a lawn car to your neighbor there if you're going to be that big of a jerk about it.
Right.
What was the coolest lawn car you ever sold?
That's a great question. A boat.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I sold a boat. That was fun, too, because, Josh, you remember my old neighborhood on that busy highway.
Yeah. That's high visibility. I'm sure that's obviously why why your buddies wanted it.
They sold like crazy. The boat was maybe the most fun because we got drunk on Sundays, and we'd sit in the boat and pretend like we were fishing off of it. We would cast a line into the neighbor's yard, and people would drive by laughing their balls off. You know? We had a big Albie running the trolling motor, you know.
That's funny. Yeah, we thought we were goofy because my neighbor had a boat, right? And just like plenty of boat owners, they don't get to use it anywhere near as much as they'd like to. And so we would just sit in that thing in his driveway and hang out. We never cast, we never thought about fishing, but that was like a place just to hang.
It was like it was like a treehouse almost.
But the coolest guy, I didn't sell any really cool cars. Curtis had a Curtis. He had a pretty sweet old Silverado that we sold on my front yard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a Silverado. All right, one more here, and it has to do with cars. It's a dash cam video. Oh, is this up on our web? How do you call it, Josh?
Website. It should be. The one-legged woman?
Yep, that's up.
Here's a dash cam video that kind of reminded me of the beginning of a bizarre horror movie. I mean, I shouldn't say it reminded me of a specific horror movie. It looked like the beginning of a horror movie. First off, I've never heard of the place where this nonsense happened. Alushta Crimea? What the hell?
Crimea, I think it's.
What am I saying? Have you guys ever heard of that? Crimea?
Yeah.
I used to summer there.
Where is it?
Why would you do that? It's lovely in the fall.
It doesn't matter where it is.
Europe, Black Sea-ish.
That sounds right.
Good Lord, that's terrible.
I think.
Why would you live there? The video is of a one-legged, and it's pitch dark now, in the dark. The video, a one-legged woman on crutches tries to stage an accident by hurling herself into a slowly moving car that was just rolling down the street. You have to see the video, and I think you'll agree with me that it's way creepier than I originally thought it would be. Because the only light is from the headlights of the car, and the guy's kind of doo-doo-doo-doo, slowly going through a neighborhood. Here comes this one-legged lady on a set of crutches, and she kind of, oh, God, you've hit me with the front bumper of your, and she falls backwards. The part where she sits up and reaches, right, Walt?
Yes. It's Undertaker style.
I thought the same thing.
She does an Undertaker rise from the dead and reaches both of her arms out to the vehicle like, help me. It's very creepy. Run this on Halloween at your house party.
And then she's like me. She's also pasty, too, so it adds to it. It's really, really white, so it kind of looks like a ghost, too, a little bit.
Brains. It appears she's saying. So check that out.
Kind of funny if she's like, oh my God, what happened to my leg? What have you done? Where is it?
What a weak ass attempt also.
Oh, it was so bad.
I had a leg earlier, now it's gone.
It's like, she's letting some soccer players off the hook here. How bad that was.
So bad. Dude just happened to have a dash camera running and just stupid. What a terrible scam. All right. We've covered a lot of ground here, haven't we, Cubby?
We've done too much.
My God.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Being completely disappointed by your favorite sports team. That's what it feels like to be a Timberwolves fan. Now, all of a sudden, with Ant, with Kat, with Rudy, with Jaden, with Nom, there's this, electricity in the air.
New beginnings, never endings.
I'm a Minnesota fan. I waited my whole life for somebody to win something, and this is the year. Our teams take us to the brink, and then they disappoint us all the time, but not this year.
We believe, and when we believe, we achieve.
When we believe, we achieve.
What do we got there? Audio from Wolves fans walking into the ball game?
Not all of them are discouraged. We're going to turn this thing around.
Was that after the game?
That was after the game, yeah.
I'm trying not to get aggravated. But the one lady. They what did she say? They bring us to the brink and then let us down all the time. No, they do not. Stop that woe is me crap around here. I'm so effing tired of it. No, we are not on the brink of greatness all the time. We're on the brink of greatness once in a while. You know what I'm talking about? I'm tired of that friggin' gimmick around here. Why do we feel like we're victims all the time? God.
I've been punched in the wiener quite a few times in this town.
But you really have? Come on. To the brink? To the brink of what? A wild card victory? You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. We act like we're in this championship. We're right there ready to win. No, you're not. What time is it?
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but Dana, I hope you don't mind. I once stopped Dana from biting down on a cyanide capsule. After a Vikings playoff game.
Now that's being on the brink of something.
Yeah, he was close. As close as you can come.
Oh, we just love to. By the way, how many people sent you the Crimea joke?
Oh, Crimea River?
Crimea River.
A lot.
We were talking about a place.
I appreciate it, though.
Yeah. I'd never heard of a place called Crimea.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it was on a river. Crimea River.
Cute.
It is cute.
I like it.
Well, the Twins keep winning.
Yeah.
My goodness.
They do.
They're on a roll.
And suddenly the Wolves have stopped winning. It's been a hell of a deal. The Wolves' 2 home playoff games, Denver has just upped and kicked their asses. Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder will be joining us at 7:30. We can go ass over apple cart talking about the Wolves. Where they got their work cut out for them, boy. They do. Because we're just right on the brink of... No, we're not. We're not. We're just in the beginning. The ladies' hockey club, I understand they need a win tonight or they're done. They play Toronto at the X tonight. The ladies' hockey playoffs taking on Toronto. I think if they lose tonight, it's all over. 7:30, Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder. Josh's News is coming up next.
Half-Assed Morning Show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act. They're a nuisance.
93X.
Our technicians are geared up and ready to make sure your system is running reliably this summer. Regular maintenance from Standard Heating helps prevent costlier breakdowns in the future, and we know they always happen at the worst times.
Summer's coming, but don't sweat it. Stay cool with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Beat the heat now and ensure comfort all summer long. Their expert technicians are ready to ensure your AC is in top shape. Call and schedule a tune-up today at 612-824-2656 or online at standardheating.com.
Afford Anything talks about how to avoid common pitfalls, how to refine your mental models, and how to think about how to think.
Paula, while certainly you can mess up on $1 million a year, it is far less likely than it is on $30,000 a year.
Right.
I would meet wonderful people that were struggling with a budget that was super tight. It was 100%. You need to make more money.
Make smarter choices and build a better life.
Afford Anything, wherever you listen.
Half-assed Morning Show. 93X.
And you can see it right there, still in his hand. Do you know why I'm stopping you today?
No idea.
On your phone. Had it in your right hand, came up alongside you, then I got behind you, and I had my lights on for quite a bit.
Motorists sending texts and others checking their bank accounts while behind the wheel. Couple things. What?
I did both of those things on my way into work.
I always do.
Yeah?
Yes, it's the only time I really have to sit down and pay the bills, you know?
Did you see what was going on YouTube? That was something. On my way into work, I checked YouTube as well.
You sent me like 4 texts.
Yes.
I would have got back to you sooner. I was busy texting some other folks.
When else am I going to have time to check my phone?
And I put my makeup on. It's a whole thing. Law enforcement saw it all during a month-long enforcement campaign targeting distracted drivers. In total, law enforcement cited more than 5,300 motorists for violating the state's hands-free law from April 1st to 30th, a 57% increase over last year when police carried out a similar campaign.
A text message or phone call is not as important as somebody's life.
Hey, yesterday, like an old lady almost crashed into me because she was texting. Like the very last second, she figured it out.
Man.
Distracted driving is one of the leading causes of traffic fatalities and crashes leading to severe injuries. Between 2019 and 2023, distracted driving was a factor in 30,000 crashes, which led to an average of 29 deaths a year and 146 life-changing injuries.
I'm not aware of that law.
Yeah, it's been since 2019 in Minnesota. We need to slow down. We need to put away those distractions. Don't be impaired while you're driving, and then always wear your seatbelt.
Law enforcement officials have ramped up their game to crack down on illegal behavior. In southeastern Minnesota, they've teamed up with school crossing guards to nab 5 offenders. And some Minnesota agencies are using pickup trucks outfitted with cameras to give them a higher vantage point from which to peer into vehicles and catch lawbreakers. In Florida, the Highway Patrol have marked semi-trucks as one of their tools to enforce aggressive driving and other road infractions.
When the motoring public believes that the police is not paying attention or aren't present, you get to see a lot of the aggressive driving. You'll see drivers passing on the shoulder. You'll see the texting and cell phone use.
And Miami Beach police just unveiled a Rolls-Royce Ghost cop car with all the lights and sirens. The luxury ride won't be pulling up to crime scenes, but the department said what they're going to use it for is to turn heads in recruiting efforts.
Recruiting police officers in this country today is a difficult thing to do. Using this car to help us do recruitment is going to be great.
A 2023 Rolls-Royce Ghost sells for anywhere between $350,000 and $400,000.
Dude.
Whoa.
You know, I got a buddy who's driving truck these days, and he was contacted by a police station, and they asked if they could ride with him in the city to look for distracted drivers. And you know what he said to the cops, Cubby?
What did he say?
He said, if that happens, where is the prostitute supposed to sit? Speaking of transportation, Josh just got a new bicycle. Do you want to tell our listening audience about the text message you got a couple minutes ago? Because I think this is pretty exciting. Josh got a new bicycle.
Oh, no.
And, you know, you're new to the bicycling community. You haven't ridden a bike around town for decades, right? But
no, it's been a long time, and I've already put on 2.3 miles.
Who's going to ride with you?
Well, it's every 49-year-old man's dream. My mother texted me and said she'd love to ride bikes with me.
That's adorable.
So I'm looking for offers to make alternative plans so I can get out of it. I'm going to need your help.
I would love to see that.
How do you turn that down?
That's what I'm asking for help.
How does a guy turn down cycling with his elderly mother?
You know, a lot of listeners, they claim they keep my mom busy. Now, you got to get on that. All right? I would never say such a thing, but you understand the situation I'm in. I can't go biking as a 49-year-old man with my mother.
Put your money where your mouth is, listeners.
Yeah.
Keep his mother busy.
Yeah.
Picture a bunch of teenagers laughing at you as you guys are riding by.
Is that guy biking with his mom?
Andy's got a helmet on, loser.
Oh, you better not wear that helmet.
Which is more embarrassing to you?
Ah, God. That's a tough question. A grown man bicycling with a helmet or a grown man riding bicycles with his mother?
Yeah, and I don't have a helmet on in that second scenario.
I guess I'd rather see you wearing a dork-ass helmet.
Yeah.
Than riding a doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo with your damn mother.
Shout out to members of law enforcement, by the way, in the Brother and Sisterhood. It is National Police Week.
Police Week, he says.
I did. I'm going to skip this one.
Police Week?
No, I
He covered that already.
Yeah, I'm just going to skip over this.
He just said it's Police Week.
Yeah, I did. Come on now.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Pisses
You know what?
me
I'm going to
off.
do it anyways.
You're going to do the story that you originally thought.
Well, I just realized it's about a cop that may have been drunk, and I thought that might be stupid to put that right after National Police Week. But you understand, it's just this one person, and maybe somebody stole the car. We don't know yet. But the gist of it is this happened, a Miami Police Department patrol car swerved on a highway early Thursday morning, and it made another motorist record the dangerous scene because it kept swerving, and it's prompted an investigation.
This officer should be pulled over right now. This is dangerous, both for him and everybody else on the road right now. This is atrocious what he's doing.
That's the guy that is recording. The clearly marked police vehicle was driving on the Florida Turnpike and repeatedly drifted into the shoulder over the course of about 20 miles.
Oh, are you changing lanes? No? Just don't know which one you want to go to? I have called Florida Highway Patrol. Look at this guy. All in my lane now.
The driver can't seem to keep the vehicle in a straight line and regularly corrects course, though the adjustments never appear to last for very long. At times, the car's remarkably close to the center divider. The vehicle, emblazoned with the words Sergeant on the side, was driving about 70 or 80 while swerving around 12:30 a.m. Thursday. Law enforcement wasn't able to make contact with the vehicle or its driver, but Miami PD said they sent video to Internal Affairs for further review. It's got to be a medical thing or somebody stole that car, right?
Yeah, definitely.
There's not a cop getting drunk on the job. Well, I mean, it is Florida, I guess. Even so.
You never want your name crossing the desks of the Internal Affairs people, do you?
No, I think that'd be pretty bad. A teenager allegedly toppled over a... Oh, by the way, I'm listening to this podcast. It's like a Dateline branded podcast called Internal Affairs.
Ooh.
Yes.
And the people, I won't give too much away, but the people in the story, they're all banging each other, for the record, at this particular department. Everybody's having sex. Dispatchers, cops, everything. They're all having sex with each other.
Are you listening to smut, Josh?
Yes, but under the guise of true crime. So I can count. I mean, it doesn't count, but yeah, it's kind of smut. A teenager allegedly toppled over a porta potty at a New Hampshire park Wednesday, covering the mother and 4-year-old daughter inside with filth.
No.
Well, the kid tipped it over on purpose.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
What a prick.
18-year-old, well, maybe he was just a jerk once, but he's a jerk for this for sure. 18-year-old Aiden Studer, old enough to know better, is accused of pushing the porta potty from behind so it landed on its door, trapping the pair inside of what quickly became a plastic poop prison.
There's nothing funny about that.
The pair reported being covered in feces and bodily fluids, police said. Witnesses said Studer had been arguing with the mother near the porta potty when she went inside to assist her daughter. That's when the vengeful teen allegedly struck. They weren't inside long. Luckily, bystanders rushed to free the mother-daughter pair. Again, she's got a 4-year-old in there.
Oh.
Studer allegedly ended his tirade by throwing an unknown object at officers who arrived on scene. It does not appear as though the teen knew the mother before that incident.
Wait a minute. When the cops came, then the kid was throwing garbage at the cops?
At the cops, yeah.
You know, you mentioned the 4-year-old. 4-year-olds love poop humor.
Yeah, that is true.
So,
you know, this isn't going to help if my wife's listening. She's more of a Dave Ryan lady, but if she is listening, true story, it's not going to help. She refuses to use a porta potty.
She's tough.
She'd rather go in her pants than use. I don't really. I mean, it's not like the most pleasurable experience, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I'll go anywhere.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta get it done.
I don't understand how people can choose. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm with you.
I don't understand. I'm not built like that.
No, me neither. Yeah.
How do you just say, well, no, I'll wait for the next place? How does that work?
Hopkins High School was ordered to shelter in place Friday afternoon after 2 parents reportedly entered the building and encouraged their students to fight other students. According to an email update sent to parents, 2 adults entered the building around 2:50 p.m. and told their children to fight others in the hallway. Police were called, and the school was ordered to shelter in place out of an abundance of caution. After the incident, the school's principal said in a statement, "We are grateful for our helpful staff and for the partnership we have with the Minnetonka Police Department." 2 parents were eventually escorted out of the building. Also Friday, at a local high school, police say a vehicle slammed into a section of White Bear Lake Area High School. First responders and officers were dispatched to the school's north campus for a crash in which a single vehicle collided with the building. According to officials, an adult driver entered the northwest corner of the property and struck the building with their vehicle. First responders treated the driver on the scene for minor injuries. Police say impairment was not a factor in that crash. Boy, I hope that was not a parent of a student there. That poor student.
That would be awful.
That's
You have
tough
to switch
to get past.
schools.
Or if hopefully they're a senior, if that's the case, and they just got a handful of days left here. That'd be rough. 2 more counts of attempted murder top the additional charges filed against a golf course greenskeeper who attacked a college dorm and several cars, including a police cruiser with a tractor. About 6 p.m. Saturday, May 4th, 22-year-old Ethan Lane drove a tractor a mile from Key West Golf Club to the Lagoon Landings dorm at the College of the Florida Keys, and he had the intent of killing 2 people. He drove the tractor through the lobby of the Lagoon Landings dormitory, then used the bucket attachment of the tractor to destroy the overhead plumbing under the building. He used the tractor to flip over a pickup truck in the parking lot. Police say he smashed the front of the tractor on a car with a 4-year-old girl and her dad inside. He did the same to the first police cruiser that arrived. The officer behind the wheel fired at Lane, who evaded being hit but wasn't able to escape custody. Police say he also faces 4 other felony charges and 8 more felony charges are pending.
What the hell was he so pissed about?
He wanted to kill 2 people. They haven't said, I haven't seen who or why, but they must have done something.
This was a greenskeeper?
I guess, yeah. That's what they called him.
Maybe the groundskeeper walked up and said, "I want you to kill all the golfers on the course." And he said, "Check me if I'm wrong, Sandy, but if I kill all the golfers on the course, they'll lock me up and throw away the key." Golfers, you... Whatever the hell the insult was that he threw at him at that point. What movie? Caddyshack. What year? 1980.
Thomas Jefferson University has apologized after a presenter mispronounced multiple students' names at a graduation ceremony Thursday, and it was fantastic. The presenter was heard struggling to get graduates' names right as they walked across the stage, with some flashing awkward smiles in response and many others looking extra confused. During the Jefferson College Nursing's commencement in Philadelphia, the presenter pronounced names like Molly Elizabeth as Melina Zabeth. Here's some other audio examples. Allison Nicole Bishop.
Alisuna Cole Bishop.
Jessica Lynn Bauer.
Jessica Lynn Bauer.
Who is this person?
Yes.
Who is reading the names?
Whoever they had doing the commencement.
Well, what the hell's wrong with them?
Maeve Elizabeth Brostoski.
Maeve Lee Zubeth Bratowski.
Sarah Virginia Brennan.
Sayer Uvun Jinju Brinon.
That was close to Sarah Virginia Brennan. Stephanie Batista Santos.
Efuni Batista Santos.
Why don't you just get a 3-year-old to do this?
And Thomas Michael Canaveri Jr. I had trouble with that one.
Thomas.
I love how he gets so pissed during it. He's the only one. It's Thomas.
Yeah, he wasn't excited about that.
He's not dealing with that crap.
By the way, Thomas is in the name of the school she's at, but she couldn't get that right. Some social media users compared the presenter's blunder to the substitute teacher sketch from the show Key and Peele.
I'm y'all substitute teacher, Mr. Garvey. Let's take a roll here. Jay Quellen.
Do you mean Jacqueline?
Where is Balake at? No Balake here today.
My name's Blake.
Where is Aaron right now?
It's pronounced Aaron?
Son of a bitch!
Thomas and Jefferson University later issued a statement with its sincerest apologies for the mispronunciations.
That must have just been painful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hilarious and painful at the same time. I read one of the moms had tweeted something out about it and said, hey, it was embarrassing, but it was one of the greatest commencements I've ever been to.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to stop laughing.
The school blamed the mistakes on the way phonetic spellings were presented to her on her cards.
Balls.
She apparently apologized at the ceremony.
Really, really bad.
So my daughter's boyfriend graduated from Mankato, and
oh yeah, how old is he?
He's 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was 30 at the time. He's 30.
When he enrolled.
Now. Yeah. And I was impressed by some of the names were very difficult.
Oh, I bet.
And the dude that was doing it was like a local Mankato DJ. So I expected him to be terrible because he's a DJ, right? Nothing to do with Mankato, but just in general. But he was awesome. He was so good.
A local Mankato DJ.
That's right.
I'll be damned.
A few pieces of entertainment news before we go. Well, this is no good.
What do you got?
66-year-old Steve Buscemi is okay after becoming the latest victim of an unprovoked attack in New York. Somebody clocked him as he was walking in Manhattan Wednesday around noon.
What's the frequency, Kenneth, kind of a thing?
Yeah, it was just out of nowhere. He got sucker punched. He was treated for swelling in his face and left eye. He said he's going to be okay, but his basic demeanor was, what the hell?
Yeah, what the hell did Steve Buscemi ever do to anybody?
Yeah, I love that guy,
too. He had kind of a, what the hell?
Yeah, like
kind of a thing.
I don't get it. 4 years ago, Ghostbusters star Rick Moranis was also a victim of a similar random attack in New York City.
Somebody beat up Rick Moranis?
Yeah, did you ever see that video? It's so sad.
No.
You can't do that to him.
I didn't know anything about it. Does everyone still remember the What's the Frequency, Kenneth story?
Yeah, Dan Rather.
You guys have no idea?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Was it Dan Rather?
I thought it was Dan Rather, yeah.
Many, many, many years ago, yeah. It's so bizarre that I can't let it go. Dan Rather was walking around. Was it also in New York City?
Boy, it would make sense if it was, but I guess I don't know.
Or some whack-bag walked up to Dan Rather, the television news guy, and said, "What's the frequency, Kenneth?" And Rather said, what now? And then they beat the living hell out of him.
It's bizarre.
Greg Daniels, who adapted the American version of The Office, announced another run at the paper-related mockumentary. This time, the documentary crew that immortalized Dunder Mifflin's Scranton branch will work on a dying historic Midwestern newspaper, and it'll follow the publisher trying to revive it with volunteer reporters. Ted Danson and Woody Harrelson are back together for a new podcast titled Where Everybody Knows Your Name with Ted Danson and Woody Harrelson Sometimes. On the podcast, which premieres June 12th, the longtime friends will welcome a celebrity guest onto each show with a pretty big roster so far. They've got Will Arnett, Kristen Bell, Jane Fonda, Conan O'Brien, Martin Short, Nick Offerman, and more.
They're not just going to talk Cheers?
No, they're going to talk Cheers, they said.
Oh.
But they'll be having a lot of celebrity guests, too.
Well, maybe someone needs to show me how to turn on a podcast, because I like those fellas. Hey, speaking of funny stuff and whatnot on television, did any of you get a load of that Serial movie or whatever's going on?
The
Pop-Tart movie?
Yep, I watched it.
My freaking wife was watching that over the weekend. I didn't watch it with her, aside from about 10 minutes, but I think she really enjoyed it.
I liked it. It was pretty good.
I thought maybe you'd try that one, Cubby.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good family one. Unfrosted there, Jerry Seinfeld's Pop-Tart movie.
Smashley liked it.
Yep, very good.
A couple popular streaming shows have been greenlit for sophomore season. Seth MacFarlane's prequel series Ted was renewed for a second season on Peacock. Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
That was so funny.
What, are you talking about the talking bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's funny. I think you might like it.
Oh, for Christ's sake. I watched one of the movies. It was dumb as balls.
I think the TV series is way better than the movies.
I hope so.
It was a major success for the service. It became their most watched original title. It spent over 2 months as the top streaming comedy in the entire U.S. Produced by Taylor Sheridan of Yellowstone fame, the Paramount Plus series Lioness, previously titled Special Ops Lioness, was renewed for a second season as well. It was finally on this day 20 years ago in 2004, the original run of Frasier aired its final episode. Participating Minnesota and Wisconsin Culver's restaurants will be donating 10% of sales to the Randy Shaver Cancer Research and Community Fund today. They'll continue to give back through Sunday, May 26th by rounding up sales to support the fund. This year, Culver's will also again support the Minnesota Firefighters Foundation, and they'll use those funds to purchase preventative hoods to provide protection from cancer-causing agents. Guitarist Brian Carroll, a.k.a. Buckethead, is 55 today.
Buckethead. Stephen
Colbert's 60. Ambassador to North Korea, Dennis Rodman, 63. Stevie Wonder, 74. Harvey Keitel, who plays a lot of tough guys in his movies. He's 85. Another shout out to the members of law enforcement in the Brother and Sisterhood for National Police Week. And happy belated birthday to aircraft engineer Jesus, who turned 40 yesterday. That's 93X News.
KARE 11's Randy Shaver
on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Beating the clock. Court length. That's intercepted. Murray good at the goal. Got it! A big-time three!
Anthony, did you have any words with Jamal or any of the Nuggets at the end of the game there? Looked like you might have been saying
I just told his ass, that's what we love that. Keep talking that. That's what we like. Well, I love it. He ain't say nothing back, but I'm pretty sure he heard me. They heard me. Yeah, we live for that.
Anthony, how do you sleep after games like this? Like how'd you sleep after game 3 and the games like this, especially when?
I mean, the same that I sleep after the first 2 games. It's no different. This is series. I mean, we won 2 games, but we didn't think it was gonna be easy. I mean, this is like I always say. These are the defenders. I said it after game 2. They're not gonna lay down. They're gonna punch, and we're gonna punch back. And they beat us up tonight. The last 2 nights, they beat us up in the fight, and that's okay. You know, we'll be all right. We'll bounce back, figure it out next game. And we'll be ready again.
Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder.
Good morning.
The Ass Man and the Lonely Boy. Here we effing go. How quickly and dramatically things can change in a 7-game, 2.5-week-long National Basketball Association Conference semifinal series. The Denver Nuggets have come back to tie the Timberwolves after whooping ass last Friday night and again last night. The final from Target Center was 115 points to 107.
There's a reason why they are the champions, and we've seen it the last 2 games, right?
Yep. They've been the far better team.
Yes, they have played like it. They were embarrassed in game 2 at home, and they just absolutely kicked the Wolves' butt the last 2 games.
They've been the far better team the last couple of games, just like the Wolves were the far better team in games 1 and 2.
I think they figured some things. I would say they figured some things out offensively, I think, and I'm not trying to get too deep into the X's and O's, but I saw something.
Let it go. Let it
buck.
No,
I did hear that they were, when they were coming off ball screens the first couple of games of the series, they weren't coming off them as quickly maybe as they should have, and some of their coaches weren't real happy about that, and they started playing with a little bit more pace, and it showed in games 3 and 4.
There you go with Nikola Jokic scoring 35, 16 in the fourth quarter. Yeah. Aaron Gordon shot 11 for 12. That's ridiculous.
He has those games, though. He's a really, really good player. He can kind of disappear on you once in a while, but he's capable of those games.
Oh. And Jamal Murray in the last 2 games has been terrific. And Murray was nowhere to be found really in the first 2 games of the series. So for him to play the way he has played over the weekend, that's not a good sign for the Wolves, because that means that he's feeling a lot better, that he's a lot healthier than he was in games 1 and 2. That long layoff between games 2 and 3 must have helped his situation a little bit. And now Denver has the home court advantage. Now we go back, it's a best of 3, and 2 of those 3 are going to be in Denver. So if the Wolves really are as good as we think they are, they're going to have to win at least 1 in Denver, and it's going to have to be this one, because otherwise it could be lights out.
Well, I'd like to see a home team maybe win a game at some point in this series. I mean, it's not. Yeah. But at the beginning of the playoffs, one thing I remember saying is that the key to this whole thing, how far they go, how deep they run, is we know Anthony Edwards is great. He's been great the entire playoffs. all 8 games so far. He's been phenomenal. He's one of the top 3 players in the league. But
he's pretty good.
How far they go will depend on how Cat plays. And again, he played phenomenal in the Phoenix series. He was great the first 2 games of this series, and he's been awful the last 2 games. He was 5 for 17 last night. He wasn't. To me, it was a little head-scratching. Some of the guys he was guarding, especially late in the game last night, I couldn't quite understand some of the matchups. Were you going to say something, Randy?
I was just going to say, and it was the Cat of old. Every shot, complaining about the refs.
Right. Yeah.
He was all out of sorts last night. All out of sorts.
Both he and Edwards just completely every single time they drive to the basket. If they don't get a foul called, it's just that complaining part, and especially for Cat because we've seen it so much in his 9 years here. So I mean, they've got to get past all that and just play the game like they did in games 1 and 2. They've got to get past that.
They were, I think they were down 6 with about a minute and a half left, and Denver was walking the ball up the floor. And I remember this sequence. Ant was motioning for Cat to come and guard Joker, and he stayed over in the corner guarding Christian Braun, and I couldn't figure that out. I'm like, why? But then Joker just backed Ant down and got in for a layup. I couldn't quite figure that out. There was a couple of those other sequences late too, like. Why is he guarding the guy he's guarding when half of his teammates are trying to get him to come over and guard Joker? I couldn't figure that out.
Carl did not have a good night. He was frustrated. He was out of sorts. He was out of position. The end of the first half was a horror show.
Oh, man.
Where Denver scored 5 points in just a few seconds, thanks to the Wolves being sloppy with the basketball, and then Jamal Murray pulling a three-point shot out of his ass.
That was insane.
I was like, well, it's not their day.
But Edwards last night set the franchise postseason record, shot 16 for 25, 44 points, but by damn does he need some help, as you were just saying, Brad Ryder. Mike Conley had 15. Carl had a bad night. When others had their chances, they didn't take advantage. Earlier in the series, Nickeil Alexander-Walker was hitting shots. What's his nuts?
Walker was minus 20 last night, I saw.
Mick Nuggets.
Kyle Anderson was terrible last night, too.
Mickey Nugget.
Mike Conley?
No, I mentioned him already. The guy that looks like my buddy Wang.
Oh, the guy.
McDaniels. McDaniels needs to hit some more shot. The kid needs some help. Anthony Edwards needs some help. You got to get stops and make shots. The Wolves did that in games 1 and 2. Denver's the team doing that lately. Getting stops and hitting shots. My God, some of their jump shots, some of their three-point shooting, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
When they are hot, the Denver Nuggets are just a flawless operation.
Yeah.
And my goodness, like I said, what a difference. Games 1 and 2, they looked like they had no idea what the F hit them. They didn't. I mean, it didn't just look like they had no idea. They had no idea. They figured it out. In those 3 days off, they figured it out.
Yeah, you got to give credit to their – I mean, I'm biased because I'm good friends with one of their coaches, but you got to give credit to their coaching staff because most teams in the league, when you're down 0-2 and lost the first 2 games at home, series over. I mean, sorry, the series is over, but they found some things, and they found some things that worked. And now, I think if you'd have told the Wolves fans before the series started that it would be 2-2, I think most people would have taken it, but probably not in the way that it happened.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. They would have. There's no doubt. But the way that it feels right now, it doesn't feel very good. So.
No.
Game 5 is in Denver tomorrow night, and then into early Wednesday morning.
Jesus, no kidding.
Tomorrow night, and then it will bleed into Wednesday morning.
Game 6 will be
It may still
Thursday
be going when you're driving to work.
It could be, Randy Shaver.
Not very conducive to our schedules.
But I'll be up. I'll be up sucking down beers, hollering at the TV. I can't help it. People were texting in earlier wondering about my mental state after the last couple of Timberwolves games, and I said,
well, they do that anyway, basketball or not. They're wondering about your mental state.
Well, right, but in this case, they were specifically asking about how basketball has affected my mental state. Right. No, you're right. And I said, of course I'm disappointed, but they were just so thoroughly handed their asses that what the hell is there to get mad at? If these were close ball games that the Wolves had pissed away some opportunities, I'd be in a completely different state of mind. But Friday night was a goat rodeo. Last night, they were just fighting like hell to get within 12, to get within 11. Oh, God, now it's at 10. And then bing, bang, boom, it's 15 again. It's 16. It's they were thoroughly worked in both ball games.
And you're not the one doing it, Nick, but can we please stop with the officiating excuse? They got beat. It wasn't the officiating.
I have nothing to say about the officiating last night. Now, 99 times out of 100, I do, because the NBA officiating totally sucks. But last night, I have nothing to say about the officiating. But in general, I will stand by. I know you and Randy like to argue this, but NBA officials are horrible at what they do. They're terrible at what they do.
I disagree.
Yeah, well, you're wrong.
I just disagree. It's a very difficult job to do. I disagree.
They're terrible at what they do, and they're
terrible people.
And they're terrible people.
Yeah. That's well known.
I've heard some behind-the-scenes stories, and they're bad people.
You haven't heard any.
I know the inside information. I know Brad, and as you heard him say a minute ago, he has a close friend who is on the Denver bench.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, but he doesn't have anything bad to say about the officials.
I have inside sources.
Well, we've got a lot of bad things to say about whoever that is.
Right.
Hanging out with those NBA officials.
Other results from yesterday. Oh, God. What? Indiana put the whoop down on the New York Knickerbockers by about 40 or something like that.
That series smells like it's going 7 games. That's going to be a home team series.
Yeah. And they'll probably go into overtime on Tuesday night, and then the game won't start till 10:40.
Yep, you're right. That's what'll happen.
They just postponed the ending until tomorrow. Like, these guys got to get some rest.
God, wouldn't that suck?
Yes, I know Rudy Gobert made the funny money sign or what. Who cares?
I don't care.
Yeah,
he made the
get over that.
Play better.
Just play.
That's all I
think
people care about. Just play better.
Yeah.
The griping about the officiating last night was just over the top by the Wolves, especially Cat. It was just too much.
He gets caught up in it.
And then every other time down the floor when the fans are chanting it, it just grates me. I mean, just shut up.
Well, wait a minute, Brad Ryder. If a bunch of drunks want to chant, "Ref, you suck," I'm not getting in the way of that. That's good times.
Oh, okay.
That's good times. Well, what? When you were at a ball game, when you were going to ball games, you didn't holler at the ref?
If they were legitimately bad, but they weren't last night.
No, you just yell at them no matter what. Christ almighty, they paid $500 to get into the ball game last night. Let them chant, "Ref, you suck."
Yeah, they had some steam to blow off.
Got to blame somebody, I guess.
It's been a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a deal. After game 2, some people said it was over.
Crowned them champions.
Yeah. A lot of experts said the same thing. That's it.
I think Charles Barkley said it was over.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Very confident.
It was a sweep.
Said most teams would have folded, but not this one.
Brad's in such a good mood now.
Yeah.
With the Wolves.
No, I'm not. I want them to win.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. You do not want them to win.
Just like the refs. He wants them to
yes,
lose.
Yes, I do. I actually do.
Don't let them do that to you.
I don't. Brad.
There's people over there that I still keep in really good touch with, and they're good friends. I want to see them win.
We have been working, Josh and I have been working in radio for near 30 years. We know dishonesty. We know fake people when we see them.
God.
That's not
Brad,
true.
don't let them do this.
I can't win this argument.
You just said your best friend is on the bench of the Denver Nuggets.
I said one of my good friends is, yes. It'll be a consolation prize if they win for me. But
maybe if you ran down the list of the people at the Wolves you can't stand, maybe we'll start.
Oh, I would love to do that. Whenever my last day on this show is, I will do that.
You don't work for them anymore. They can't hurt you anymore.
If anybody cares.
But there are more people over there that I like than that I dislike, so I want to see them win.
Nick, can you say that about our co-workers?
No.
That was a lot quicker of an answer than I thought it would.
Yeah, see, I'll just up and tell you. I'm not going to put on some kind of facade, you know. Brad Ryder, Randy Shaver. If anybody cares, they held the NBA draft lottery and the Atlanta Hawks have the number 1 pick. Does that thrill anybody?
The tweet of the day yesterday was from Adam Schefter. I don't know if anybody else saw this or not, but he said Atlanta got the number 1 pick in the NBA draft, and word has it they will not take a quarterback.
Why can't Gobert? Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You had another comment, Rick?
I was just going to say the Pistons deserve the number 1 pick and end up 5th for the 2nd year in a row. So they can't buy a break either.
This is a text message that has come into the building. Why can't Gobert, which is spelled G-O-B-A-I-R, and I don't think that's a joke, but I get it. He's French. It's not easy to spell some of the names. Why can't Gobert make a free throw? Well, up until the last couple of games, he was making all of them.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Timberwolves. Welcome to the show.
Did you think he was dead when he tried to pick up Karl Anthony Towns and slipped down to...
Oh, yeah. That was funny.
I thought they were both dead. Karl Anthony Towns was down for a while.
Oh, that was just to save face.
You think so?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Like, when I looked at it, I thought, these guys are in some serious trouble. His leg went in a weird way.
That was all just...
By that, I mean G-O-B-A-I-R apostrophe S's leg.
Yeah, you missed it. Gobert was murdering the free throws for a stretch of time. Now he's back to his regular kind of, you never know if it's going to come anywhere near the rim.
Came down to earth.
Yeah, when Karl fell out of bounds and then Rudy tried to help him up and Rudy slipped and fell. Then they're both on the ground.
They both did look kind of embarrassed.
They were, and that's why they kind of went, "Oh God, my hamstring, oh my ankle." That was just to try to save a little face when it was just two big guys scissoring each other on the basketball court. You know?
Or maybe
scissor me timbers.
Maybe Gobert slipped on purpose, just to make Karl Anthony Towns
feel better. Yeah.
Look, both the big men went down.
I will go down too to make you feel less.
College football official Jesus said, "You know what? Everybody can just blame him for the loss because people blame him for everything anyways. As a college football official, he's heard his share of it.
Oh, he has.
He'll take it.
He has." Hey, there's one listener, Brad Ryder. This will make you feel better. There's one of our listeners who, if he ever goes to any sporting event, he will not chant "Ref, you suck," and that's former local wrestling legend referee Rob Page. He will not get involved in that.
It's blood in, blood out.
Other basketball stuff. Mike Budenholzer has agreed to coach the Phoenix. These are grown men now, I believe, both in their 40s. Shaquille O'Neal has, as the young people say, dropped a diss track directed towards Shannon Sharp.
Oh no, Shannon Sharp, man, you're way beneath me. Your whole demeanor is faker than new rapper Beefy. You're soft, before you get fly, you rather tweet me. I was in 3 different cars when you was in 3 feet. All I see is dollar signs, they come in 3D.
That's the good part, by the way. Truthfully, Wapple, you heard it too, right?
Yeah.
That beginning minute and a half is horrible.
Yep.
We can drop it, okay, off of a tall building.
It kind of sounds like he made it up on his car ride home.
I believe.
Remember Prince's the Rally Vikings song?
Oh, that was painful.
Yes.
That was one of the worst songs ever created.
Yeah, I think he made that like on the toilet or something. It was just like a last-second thing.
Quick, we need a song in 5 minutes.
Well, hang on a second. I'm cutting a turd here. I'll have the song done in 2.5.
Start recording.
Okay, this is what I understand that Shaquille O'Neal and Shannon Sharp, the former football player, if folks are saying, who? Yeah, the dude who he played football years ago. I think he still does some television. The two of them are squabbling. They have beef. Shannon Sharp said on a podcast or God knows what, that Shaquille O'Neal is jealous of Nikola Jokic. Okay? And this is Shaq's way of getting back at Shannon Sharp by creating what they called here again a diss track. And Shaq says that Shannon Sharp is actually jealous of him. Man. And I love Shaquille O'Neal. I really do. He is such a wonderful guy. My God, the guy will walk into Home Depot and Walmart, and he'll walk into a sneaker shop and buy a kid. He's just the most charitable, wonderful guy. But this is just the worst thing, the worst move a guy can make. This is the worst move a guy can make.
I think I can guess.
You know where I'm going with this. In his little squabble with Shannon Sharp, he told Shannon Sharp, well, I've got more money than you. That's like the worst move a guy can make in any argument ever.
You see that sometimes, like if athletes are getting chirped at, they bring that up to a fan.
Well, I got money. Oh, do you really? Blow me. And I love Shaq, but I'm surprised he went that route. Oh, I've got more money than you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And what is this other? I keep bumping into articles, through having to do the show prep, show research and all that. I keep running into articles. Okay, there's a rap squabble going on between Drake and Suge Knight or something.
Lamar.
I don't know.
It's Kendrick
Lamar.
Yeah.
It's got a big thing going back and forth.
Are you dialed into this?
I would have believed you. I didn't
yeah.
know if there was a real Suge Knight or not.
Who? Kendrick Lamar?
Yeah.
I've never heard of him.
He's a great rapper, yeah.
He slaps, Swapple says. Yeah.
Is Suge Knight still around?
No. Yeah, he isn't?
Oh, I thought he died.
Oh, well, that'd be news to me and maybe even him.
Yeah, I apologize to the Suge Knight family and Suge Knight himself. He is very much alive.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, even on sports websites that I go to for show research, they're bringing up this squabble between Drake and Rendick Nanar.
Kendrick?
What's the problem? Did anyone fill me in? Give me 10 seconds. What should I care about
I'll
here?
be honest, I haven't gotten past the headline.
enough.
Yeah, it's really detailed and confusing because they've both released like 10 diss tracks each coming at each other. All you need to know is that you need to be on Team Kendrick, all right?
Well, didn't he say Drake was some sort of pedophile?
Yeah.
I thought there's some pretty awful stuff being
Yep.
thrown out there.
And I mean, Drake is just like trash compared to Kendrick Lamar, so.
Yeah, because Drake doesn't slap, right, Wapple?
No, he does not.
So you're invested in this to some level, Ashley.
Yes, yeah, I've been trying to stay up on it, and I listen to the new tracks when they come out.
Oh, God help us. Will you find something to do? Put in a couple hours here for the radio station, will you?
I think Drake's even Australian, too.
He's Canadian.
Oh.
Same
Would
thing.
have fooled me.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick does get confused by that. Yeah, I'm sure it's on all those sports websites just because Drake's at every game. There's the Drake curse and all that kind of stuff.
You haven't gotten involved in it, Josh?
Just the headlines.
Well, then I'm not going to.
Yeah, I haven't done my own research.
Someday I want to be important enough to get a diss track dropped on me.
Oh, there's probably some volunteers out there.
Yeah, I could make one.
Well, the Twins keep winning. Yesterday, they beat the Toronto Blue Jays 5-1. Bailey Ober striking 10 guys out, only gives up one hit. That's impressive. Carlos Santana. God, I love watching that guy swing the baseball bat. I always have. Carlos Santana killing the ball. The Strudels still killing the ball. I mean, I know they had a little bit of a hiccup on Saturday, but they've won 17-20.
Wish we could see it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, no kidding.
Exactly. It sucks.
They only gave up 2 hits the whole day yesterday. I mean, Ober gave up 1 hit. Sands gave up the other. Otherwise, the bullpen was flawless, and it was a pretty impressive way to finish that series. So,
I'm watching the highlights.
Pretty impressive.
Every day I click on the highlights, and I enjoy it. But like Brad Ryder said, this has really become a drag.
I have the ability to watch it, and I feel guilty when I have to miss a game or something. I'm like, there's so many people that would love to be watching this right now, but I'm not paying attention.
And I'm not one to sit down and watch 9 innings either, but I like having it on in the background.
Of course.
For a couple innings, but can't even do that.
So Carlos Santana donged in all 3 games in Toronto. Strudel's got a 14-game hit streak. We can talk to Dick Bramer about all this tomorrow. They have today off. Then the Yankees come into Target Field to douche the place up a little bit.
Yankees are back playing well this year.
F them.
Yes, they are.
They're the NBA officials of Major League Baseball.
No, they're
You're allowed to yell at the Yankees. That's fine.
Can I yell at the Yankees?
Mm-hmm.
You guys like when critters get on the ball field? I do.
Yeah, that's always fun.
I enjoy that.
A pelican crashed the field during a Reds-Giants ball game there in Northern California, and they had some fun with that.
There's a bird in short left center who's suddenly become a star.
That's not just a bird, though. That's a big bird just flying in, swooping, and getting out of there.
This ball lifted toward left field. Diving effort by Ramos. Tumbling gymnastically to make the catch in the shadow of the bill of the bird. Brilliant effort, and that round of applause you're hearing is because they put the bird on the video board. It's a video bird. Out here in California, anybody can become a star. Oh, he's out of here. That bird is soaking it all in. Bye-bye, birdie. What a joy that was. Mother Nature is always victorious.
Big fat-ass pelican landed out in left center field and just kind of took a seat to see what the hell was going on. And he busted ass out of there after a while. Pelican, pelican. His beak holds more than his bellican. My dad used to always say that. And we were kids, we laughed. That's awesome, I used to say. And then a minor league baseball game was interrupted by a turtle on the field. Doesn't that interest? No.
he streaked the field.
It was not Nelson's, Wilson's. What the hell was this?
Williams
Astudillo?
Right.
There you go.
I like turtles.
Oh. Saturday single A baseball game in Florida. Turtles.
Well, that would take a long time for the turtle to get onto the field and then stay on the field.
They all look kind of scared to pick it up, it seemed.
Well, you'd be surprised, Randy.
Is it
Shaver.
a snapping turtle?
I don't think so.
No.
Or I'll say it would have been a lot more careful around it. Where am I going with this? Oh, Randy, did you see the video?
I did not, no.
Because this turtle, when it turned on the jets, it went much faster than I expected it to be able to. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you agree, Josh?
Yeah, it was quick.
So 2 players approached the turtle out in center field, and it got scared, and it started, like I said.
How in the world did the turtle get into the ballpark and make its way to center field?
I don't know.
Without somebody seeing it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody had to smuggle in the turtle.
I've smuggled a turtle or two into a baseball game.
Somebody smuggled the turtle into center field.
Sounds like a euphemism for having to poop, doesn't it? Smuggling a turtle over here.
I mean, think about all the obstacles the turtle would have to navigate to get to the outfield playing field.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Yeah, and then he'd have to get one of those giant mustaches with the eyeglasses, a trench coat, and sneak through.
Unless his shell just kind of, was the same color as the grass. Who knows?
So all of you are thinking it's an inside job.
It's probably an NA.
It's got to be an inside job.
NBA official.
The turtle itself. You're right. The turtle is quick.
Yeah, it's a super fast turtle.
Yeah. It's all a big conspiracy by Big Turtle.
That is one big turtle.
Eventually, one player had the balls to pick it up and carry it off the field.
Not me.
No?
Oh, really? You don't like turtles?
Yeah.
I love turtles.
I know somebody
I
likes
like turtles when that turtle is moving. That's faster than Astudillo.
Snapping turtles I greatly dislike. I've had my problems with snapping turtles. I've had my problems with otters.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if
what kind of problem did you have with an otter?
Don't get him started.
Randy, you're setting me up. You're setting me up here to have my blood pressure skyrocket. Don't act like those friggin' otters don't know exactly what the hell they're doing at all times.
Come on now.
They know what they do, and they put that little face on. Hi! With that little cute face. It's all a friggin' scam.
They're pretty damn cute.
Otters?
Yeah.
Oh, they reek, though.
Oh, I guess I haven't really smelled one up close. I just see them at the zoo.
Chew the wiring right out of your boat.
But the turtle story, the turtle on the ball field, reminds me of one of my favorite jokes where a guy is sitting on his easy chair one night. He's watching the television, and a snail is making its way across the floor, and the guy picks up the snail, and he opens up his front door, and he throws it as far as he can. Get the hell out of here, stupid snail. 30 years go by. Same guy sitting in his easy chair. Same guy in his easy chair. 30 years go by. There's a knock at the door. He answers the door, and the snail's down there, and the snail says, "What the hell was that all about?" That's a ridiculous story there. Hockey last night. Florida Panthers have a 3-1 series lead over Boston. That's nice. I like that. Get the Bruins. I love when the Bruins lose, whoever they are. Florida won 3-2. They lead the series 3-1. Vancouver beat Edmonton by a goal, so the Canucks lead that series 2-1. Tonight, Zach Parise versus Ryan Suter. At some point or another.
8:30.
The Professional Women's Hockey Club, I think they have to win tonight or she's all over.
Yep, they're down 2-0, right?
Yeah.
And it's a best of 5, and they've got to win tonight to stay alive. So.
It's at the X. It's on Bally Sports North if you got it. Has anyone been following the drama going on with our new arena football team by the name of the Minnesota Myth?
A little bit, yeah.
No.
Just kind of the
I
league.
have
They're, like, games will be canceled
Is
because
it
all of a
Ricky
sudden
Foggy? Is it Ricky Foggy?
It
the head
was.
coach of that?
Yeah.
It was. I haven't followed this at all until I saw an article yesterday. So the season has begun. We missed it. But in just a couple of weeks, Ricky Foggy, the head coach, has resigned. Their next game was supposed to be tonight. It's been canceled, and I think it's because they just don't have the funds to make the trip.
Yep.
They lost the opener on the road. They won their home opener, what was it, a week ago today? They won the home opener.
Do we know where they play? Is it Target Center?
Is it Target Center? Boy, I didn't hear a word about that.
Yes, it's Target Center. Neither did I, Brad Ryder. So it sounds like payments are not being made to players and coaches. And I think that's what factored in on Ricky Foggy saying, so long, suckers. They have a game scheduled 1 o'clock Saturday here against the Wichita Regulators.
Rivalry game.
But already this season, the Arena League has seen the Iowa Rampage folded. They just shut the doors. The Louisiana Voodoo relocated, I don't know where. And a team called they relocated Summers, and the Philadelphia Soul had its players evicted from a hotel because the bill wasn't paid.
So things are going well.
Well, yeah, it doesn't sound like they're on very sound financial footing.
So the Philadelphia Soul has canceled the remainder of their season, but they hope to come back next year. So it's just an absolute nightmare.
The Georgia Force shut down. I forgot who was taking on Iowa, but they showed up, whatever the opposing team was, to play the game, and they're like, yeah, the other team folded. They're done.
So is the champion just the last team that survived?
the last team to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, best record on on-time bills.
So the home team showed up and got warmed up, and then someone walked out on the field and said, sorry, there's no road team. They folded.
Yeah, congratulations on
Do you still get Do you still get Dairy Queen after a forfeit win?
Depends on how mean your dad is.
That might explain why nobody heard about the Target Center game, because they don't have any marketing or anything around the team. They can't afford to pay anybody.
Never heard a word about it, Brad.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I thought the gist was they were supposed to be televised, and then that fell apart, so they lost their money.
Yeah, I did see that they were supposed to have, I think, 30 games on NFL Network, and that fell apart.
Well, so we'll give you a heads up if this really happens on Saturday. The Minnesota Myth are supposed to play a home game on Saturday. What else is going on here? Randy Shaver, this is something geared directly towards you. What a gangbang this might turn out to be. NFL players aren't supposed to gamble on anything that involves the NFL. And what are we, just a couple weeks after the draft, two of the league's top rookies may have completely screwed the pooch. Unless anyone heard any different, unless there's been any updates on this. Jaden Daniels, okay. He
second pick in the draft.
Okay, you got to fill me in on who these guys are. Jaden Daniels,
Washington quarterback.
Okay, and he went to the Commodores.
Yeah.
Yep. Washington. Yep.
He made a huge bet, and he talked about this on a podcast. He made a huge bet with one of his former LSU teammates, a kid named Malik Neighbors.
Yep. Went to the Giants.
Okay. And they are betting over who's going to win NFC Offensive Rookie of the Year. And this Daniels
so they actually
kid
made the bet. They made the bet between each other, or
Yeah,
they made
I
the
think
bet
so.
at a casino.
They made a bet.
It was a private bet with, I
Private.
think some friends might have been involved as well.
Right. Right.
Okay.
And they're not supposed to do
So
that.
what's
and
the legality? So between, gosh, if that was the case, Michael Jordan would have never survived.
Right.
People
Yeah.
all the time, friends all the time. Like, I don't understand. If it was in a casino with odds, then obviously that's an issue. But between friends bet,
Right.
that's now a problem. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll guarantee you that happens all the time. It may not be talked about, but I'll
Right.
guarantee
Yeah,
you.
their mistake was they talked about it publicly, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
One or the other talked about it on a podcast. So, as a matter of fact, when one of them heard about it, or at least when one of them heard that the other was talking about it on a podcast, he said, man, he wasn't supposed to tell anybody. But we do have something going on. Whoever loses has to pay $10,000 in cash. And like you're saying, Randy Shaver, it's silly that, sure, it'd be totally different if they were making bets at casinos, but this was a friendly bet between the two of them and some friends. But still, the NFL doesn't want anyone in their league betting on anything NFL related in any way.
You're right.
So we'll have to sit and see how the league might respond to this here. Could be a total disaster for the both of them. Man, just to have $10,000 to throw around whenever the hell you feel like it. You know what I mean?
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool.
And
yeah.
you're 22 years old or whatever these guys might be.
Right.
What a life, Randy Shaver. What a friggin' life. All right. This is kind of confusing. But on Saturday night, there was a big boxing match, and the ring announcer read the incorrect results of the judging out loud into a microphone and declared the loser the winner.
And still, the WBA Women's Bantamweight World Champion, Nina Hughes. Nakamura 98-92 for your winner by majority. Fighting out of the blue corner, Cedric beats.
Is this guy for real?
I'm dead.
Is this guy Lieutenant Dan Hennessy for real?
Okay, so the ring announcer's name is Dan Hennessy. I don't know what the hell happened, but this was a women's boxing match. Originally, he named the winner Nina Hughes, and the crowd goes, oh my God. And then he corrects himself and says, no, the winner is Shernika Johnson. And you hear the announcers react. I don't know what the hell gave way here, but I've never seen that before.
For Best Picture.
La La Land.
I'm sorry. No, there's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
Moonlight won. This is not a joke. I'm afraid they read the wrong thing.
A lot of people are comparing it to the La La Land.
Yeah, that was
Moonlight
awkward.
Or Steve Harvey's Miss Universe mess up.
Miss Universe 2015 is Colombia. I have to apologize. The first runner-up is Colombia. Miss Universe 2015 is Philippines.
I felt so bad for him. He got so much crap for that. Somebody just handed him the wrong card.
It happens. I mostly feel bad for the guy in the ring that he's in charge of throwing up one of their arms, whoever the winner is, because he looks so uncomfortable and awkward. Because I think he knows who the winner was supposed to be, but he went with whatever the guy said.
Is the boxing gangbang video up on our website?
Yep, it is.
Yeah, the referee's reaction is interesting. I don't know how that happens. I'd forgotten all about the Miss Universe thing, and I didn't know about the other one. Some movie?
Yeah, they announced the wrong winner.
For Best Picture.
Poor
They got
Steve
everybody
Harvey
up there.
Well, he got a lot of crap for that.
Steve Harvey?
Mm-hmm.
He's an interesting guy. One of my favorite gimmicks over the years at bar gigs, when I used to do bar gigs for the radio station, whenever we had usually it was, hey, tickets to go see Bush, who cares, right? But whenever we had, no offense, Bush fans, whenever we had a really good prize at a bar gig, I used to like to mess with the crowd a little bit. I would, hype it up all night long, and then I would say, okay, it's time to draw a winner. We got the registration box with all the names in it, and I'd draw the winner's name. Let's say their name was, let's go with Suge Knight. Since I brought him up earlier.
Who's very much alive, Dana.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm actually kind of terrified right now.
So I'd say, blankety blank, we got this great prize, and then I'd put my hand in the registration box, and I'd go, Suge Knight. And the guy would go, yeah! And his friends would go, oh, yeah, Suge won. And the crowd would go, okay, fine. Yeah, it was a fair match. And then when Suge got up there, I'd say, you have won an opportunity to draw the winner's name of the ticket.
Oh, no.
And he'd go, you son of a... And then I'd say, no. That was fun at times. Kind of pull the rug out from under people. Maybe you had to be there. But there you go. Oh, God. All right. Well, I'd say we conquered what we needed to conquer here with this Monday sports conversation, Randy.
Can I say a quick shout-out thank you to Culver's today? Because today's the big day.
Yeah.
10% day of giving by Culver's for the Randy Shaver Cancer Research and Community Fund. So if you go to Culver's today, in virtually every Culver's in Minnesota, Wisconsin participating, 10% of their sales today go to supporting cancer research and patient aid in Minnesota. And also you can round up your order between today and May 26th, and all that money also goes to support cancer research and patient aid. So
it's a beautiful thing.
Appreciate that very much.
Yep. All right, I'll go to Culver's today.
Twist my arm.
Yes. Darn.
Not like I don't go there once a week anyway.
Josh even mentioned all of that information earlier, Randy Shaver, so we're all over it. And,
good. Thank you.
And
Appreciate
I know,
that.
they're a very big help to you in your cause over there. And it's
Roseanne is kind of what makes it work, but yes, they do help out the foundation.
She has a hand in this,
Josh.
does she not?
Well,
She does.
a very big hand in it. Yeah, just saying.
No, why not swing by and grab yourself something or another to eat? Thanks, Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder.
Yep.
We will
Thank
talk
you.
to you
See you
soon,
tomorrow.
and we will be back on the Half-Assed Morning Show very shortly.
Half-Assed Morning Show. They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance. 93X.
Our technicians are geared up and ready to make sure your system is running reliably this summer. Regular maintenance from Standard Heating helps prevent costlier breakdowns in the future, and we know they always happen at the worst times.
Summer's coming, but don't sweat it. Stay cool with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Beat the heat now and ensure comfort all summer long. Their expert technicians are ready to ensure your AC is in top shape. Call and schedule a tune-up today at 612-824-2656 or online at standardheating.com.
John brings his skewed sense of humor. Jeff brings tips to cut strokes off your next round. Together, it's those weekend golf guys.
They'll pay a lot of money to PXG and Titleist and Callaway and on and on and on, right? How many yards do you think you're going to pick up with that extra driver? I think I can get an extra 5 to 10. What if I give you 15 to 20? Do you pay me more?
Jeff Smith teaches on the sliding scale.
Those Weekend Golf Guys, the podcast, part of the Believe Network. Just search BLEAV on YouTube or wherever you listen.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
And how many drinks would you say you consume each week?
Socially, about 4 to 6. Alone in the dark while crying to Adele, 100.
On 93X.
All right, then. What is it, Josh? It's Monday morning. It's Monday. It's 93X Rock. Half-Assed Morning Show, all that noise. We're dialing in here at 8:31. The internet. Oh, it's an iffy place.
It sure can be.
Oh, it's iffy. Social media.
A lot of great stuff, but a lot of bad stuff, too.
All that garbage. I don't know why you folks just don't turn that garbage off. I ran into an article over the weekend on the internet that I felt like I should share with you. Anyone do any drinking this past weekend?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Did you get into it a little bit?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Little bit. Had a pool tournament, so.
Oh, that looked like fun, by the way.
It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for the invite. What were you drinking, out of curiosity?
A little bit of Jameson, but mostly I was drinking like these Arnold Palmer kind of. They come in cans. It's like a little mixed drink. Those are pretty good. And
Arnold Palmer spiked iced tea.
Yeah, that. Thank you, Wapple. And Dr. McGillicuddy's menthol.
I don't know what that is, but I like the name of it.
It's like, it tastes like mouthwash.
Dr. McGillicuddy's was my first PlayStation account name.
Is it named after the drink?
Yes, it was.
Nice.
I'm going to have to go along with that, Wapple. I am. Hey, Ashley, you know what makes billiard tournaments really fun is once you learn how to play.
We did. Me and the boyfriend were partners. We did pretty good.
Bet you had to carry his ass. He sucks.
He was not on that day, so I did have to do a little bit of carrying. But
Maybe too much of the Dr. McGillicuddy's for your boyfriend, huh?
Maybe.
Drinking this past weekend, a couple of cold ones, this and that. Here's the information that I found, and this is why I was asking you about your liquor intake. The information that I found deals with the pros and cons of butt-chugging alcohol.
I pretty much boof everything I can. I enjoy consuming things anally.
Yeah, that must have been a tough article to write because what are any possible con?
Let's say the doctor has a prescription. I ask, can I get that in suppository? Whatever I can. It's better for your teeth.
So the first thing I want to know, I need to know, is this really happening? I mean, of course, social media. There's all kinds of nonsense on there that, people claim this and claim that, and it's not a real thing. So
the article was convincing. I believed the author has done it at least. But Howard Stern, this is several years ago now. One of his guys, Richard, claimed that he could tell the difference between different wines by butt-chugging, right? And he did a pretty good job. I mean, maybe it was set up ahead of time, but I'm assuming they would want to keep it legit just to prove him wrong. But I guess he's pretty good at telling what was a white wine, red wine, the various wines.
That's insane. But has it really caught on to young people and their beer parties?
I always heard rumors.
Yeah. I mean, of course, like I said, people are going to claim things for attention on that godless social media, and I'm not surprised by anything anymore. But the butt-chugging thing, is it really happening at beer parties? Maybe the young people can text us. What's our number again? 651-989-9393. I mean, when we were young at keg parties and beer parties, when we wanted some attention, what would we do? You beat up a nerd. You jump off a roof. You do a stunt on your three-wheeler. Nowadays, for attention at the beer parties, are you young people? Are you really putting tubes up your bottom? And it sounds like to me, it sounds like a terrible way to die young and instantly.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was this past weekend or the weekend before, but someone had a term for when you soak a tampon in alcohol and put it up there.
Right, we've heard about that.
That was called.
There was always rumors that kids were doing that in high school.
Yeah.
Not just women, though, like guys would backdoor something like that.
They mentioned this in the article. They mentioned that in the article, the tampon soaking.
And I suppose some people think, well, I'll pass a breathalyzer, right? Because I'm not going to have the alcohol in my breath. But I heard that doesn't necessarily make a difference.
Here's a couple text messages. Butt-chugging is real. I've seen it, unfortunately, says a listener.
I've only seen it in the Jackass movies.
Right. So maybe all hope is not lost. I would hate to think that this is going around with common kids on a regular basis, but
I'm sure it's a comedy bit every once in a while, but I can't imagine just like you're going out drinking, everyone's like, all right, let's kick back and have some fun. Sip. And everyone's on their back with their knees in the air.
Right.
If you hold for me, I'll hold for you.
It's an alcohol enema, in case you're brand new to this. Butt-chugging involves ingesting alcohol through your beehole, through your rectum, as opposed to the old-fashioned hole in your face called your mouth. So this article says, like all decisions in life, it's good to weigh the pros and cons before deciding to choose the alcohol enema route. The logistics are fairly simple. The alcohol enters your body at the rectum and is then transported through the anus and into the colon.
I would think, depending on what you're drinking, it'd be very stingy. you know?
Yeah.
As I mentioned before, I have a history of being an aggressive wiper. So I think if I just pour something back, alcohol back there, ow-wee. Wouldn't that dry things up? Is it kind of the gist of what that does?
Well, let me just go ahead with this. I mean, when I drink a lot, my mouth gets dry.
Yeah.
If I'm boofing liquor or beer, does my ass just get chapped? I have no idea of any of this, but okay.
I do like the term butt chugging. I don't know why. Anything with butt in it is pretty funny.
You like that?
But butt chugging.
Here's a pro to boofing or butt chugging. If you don't like the taste of a certain liquor, you don't have to taste it. All right?
Yeah, it won't give you bad breath.
The con, the body position you have to get in to butt chug is not, as they say here, not as flattering as you may like. According to Healthline, whoever they are, the easiest and most effective position is lying on your back, and like Josh said, you hoist your knees up to your chest with your ass pointed out, and you let her buck.
Butt Stuff Buff Jesus said that he's butt chugged in high school and you can't pass a breathalyzer. Okay, that's what I thought I heard. That, and can you imagine being the first person to find that out?
Yeah.
Like, I thought I beat the system, but I put it back there. How did it get up here?
But no, officer, you see, I butt chugged.
Some use a teammate. Some use a partner. And they mention, I guess, this is a con to butt chugging, is trying to find someone you're comfortable enough with and they're comfortable enough with you to insert a tube into their butt.
Yeah, you got to be pretty confident in your relationship with somebody to ask them to help you out with that.
I would for someone in a medical emergency, but not for butt chugging. That's unnecessary.
Now, they go on to say the go-to mechanism is a beer bong tube.
Mm-hmm.
Those don't look like... I mean, I remember beer bong tubes were quite girthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then they go on to say, and I want to just take a break and go on record for the second time by saying, this sounds like a great way to die young. I do not advocate this in any way, shape, or form. I don't know why I feel the need to go there again, but I just...
Hi, this is Nick for 93X. Please, just butt chug responsibly.
Absolutely. They say a hose will do. I don't.
Does that seem like a lot of
any
extra
type of
work?
funnel?
Pardon me?
A funnel would probably work.
Oh, right. A funnel. Yeah.
Just skip the whole tube.
That's faster.
Yeah.
That's real fast.
I don't got time for a tube. I need to get this thing in my butt now.
Has anyone seen my butt funnel?
So, on the pro side, again, this is an article on the pros and cons of butt chugging. On the pro side, they say your beer bong is reliable and user-friendly. It gives you slack, so if your partner is assisting, they can be a safe distance away from, as they call it, the point of entry.
Oh, yeah.
The con is you're literally inserting a foreign object into your hole. It may not, Josh mentioned this already, it may not feel that great. Stinging and burning sensations have been reported.
So is it like a regular party where you bring a Sharpie and everyone writes their name on their beer bong for their butt?
Your butt bong?
On their, you're talking about write your name on the beer hose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine that sounds like you could spread something.
Yeah, you don't want to share your butt bong with somebody.
Sharing butt tubes probably could spread something. Where else do they go with this?
That's 100% true. Like, beer bong, maybe you share, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to kind of maybe wipe it with my sleeve or something. Yeah, butt bong, it's going to go through a bigger cleaning process.
God, I hope this really isn't happening. And then they move on near at the end of the article to what Wapple brought up a minute ago, the alcohol-soaked tampons. I don't get it. They explain how this works. I mean, the booze that you take in avoids your the body's regular metabolic process. It completely misses the stomach and liver. which would usually use enzymes to break down the alcohol. So once the alcohol is shot into your can, it's absorbed directly into your bloodstream. It's absorbed faster, getting you drunk quickly.
I've never needed to get drunk that fast.
Maybe you're late to the party. Oh, I got to catch up. Somebody get the butt chugger.
Well, I don't know. Between the two options at a party, if somebody's like, all right, you can either butt chug or smoke some of this meth, I might have to go meth.
For the butt chug.
I think I'd take a meth rock.
I don't want anybody seeing me in that position. All right, hold on, everybody. I'm going to get party mode any second now.
I agree with you. I do. I think I would, if I had to choose, gun to my head, give me the fattest meth rock you got in the house. Now, there's warnings in here. I already made my statements. One of the warnings is your body's natural reaction to when too much alcohol is in your system is what?
Throw up?
Yep. You yak. That's not going to happen if you're butt chugging because there's no liquor in your actual damn stomach. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Alcohol poisoning is next.
Well,
if your body can't fire it onto the floor of that cab, alcohol poisoning could be the next step, and you dropping dead at 19. So, in closing, they say if you're going to engage in butt chugging, be sure to know the risks, weigh the pros and cons, which they have outlined, and we have outlined this morning for you.
Real public service that we've given today here.
I was trying to think, like, what don't I like the taste of where I feel I should consume it, and maybe my only option is to butt chug it? Beets. Beets.
Oh, I hate
people say beets are healthy. I can't stand them.
Gross.
Maybe I'll butt chug some beet juice and see how it improves my health.
Yeah, let's promote butt chugging food.
Yeah.
Over alcohol. Let's try to make
find
that.
a vegetable you can't stand that you know's good for you.
I'm going to go along, Josh. I'll add to the list. You're going to butt chug some beets.
Yeah.
Imagine how disgusting this might look, but I hate the taste of it. Go ahead. Somebody help me butt chug this cottage cheese.
Oh, yeah.
I love cottage cheese.
Oh, yuck.
I also love asparagus, but for the comedy, maybe I'd try that.
Somebody help me. Oh, another horrible sight. Someone help me butt chug these, what do they call that green stuff again?
Kale?
Guacamole? Guacamole.
Oh, yeah.
I like how we all just named green things.
Yeah. First green thing that came to mind.
I'm with Dana, though. I'd have to butt chug some kale. Oh, I hate that.
Kale?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't like
Just
it.
dump it, cover it in Caesar dressing.
Yeah.
The godless,
put it up my butt.
The godless evil should be shut off today. Social media isn't done with you yet.
This person wants to butt chug a zucchini. I hear what you're saying, but I want to go bigger. Let's go bigger.
English cucumber. Those are longer.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
It's a complete crap.
All right, I hate to blue ball you here. I know before we went into commercial there, I said, I've got another scenario from social media I'd like to throw your way. I hate to blue ball you, but Cubby and I made the mature decision to save this for tomorrow when we have a little more time to talk about it.
Ooh, with Dick Bramer, right?
No.
Yes, we will talk about it with Dick Bramer. Actually, you know what? He might chime in on the topic. It's not scandalous.
Well, no, this is, Wample, you must be assuming that since our last topic was butt chugging, that this here next topic would also be as ridiculous and filthy. And no, it's not anywhere near like the butt chug neighborhood type of a topic. But it's just something that we'd like to spend a lot more time on. We're almost out of time. So we will be presenting you this ridiculous social media scenario tomorrow. Hopefully you'll tune in tomorrow.
We would be cheating you if we only gave it 5 minutes.
Right.
I'm glad we have time, though, because then we can go back to the pros and cons of butt chugging.
Yes.
The author had mentioned that one of the pros would be if you don't like the taste of a particular alcohol, then you boof it, right? You can have all the benefits of consuming too much alcohol without the taste.
Right.
And Wolfpack Softball Jesus says, along that same logic, so many people must just hate the taste of large rubber fists. You do hear a lot about people taking those back there.
Oh, my God.
You know, somebody brought one of those in. I could not believe how large that was. I assumed they'd be smaller, like a replica, a third scale or something like that. But
yeah, I've been on the front lines of the large sexual rubber fist
in
before.
use?
No, I told you the story not that long ago. I was at a restaurant late night drunk with a bunch of bar people that I used to hang out with when I was younger. Bar people. You know, they're all nuts. We were late night drunk hanging out at a Denny's or something, and there was this couple I was with. The boyfriend had gone out and purchased a massive rubber fist that he wanted to use upon his girlfriend. He bought it for her. And so he's teasing her with this giant rubber fist as we're having a 3 a.m. dinner at Denny's. And she got tired of the rubber fist teasing, so she stabbed him in the arm with a fork.
Oh, sure, that story. Okay.
And the fork stood up out of his forearm. That was how I was on the front lines of a rubber fisting.
I'm curious. I mean, was it for a particular area, or was it just kind of whatever goes?
It was something that was just introduced into their relationship. I don't know where he intended.
No specifics yet?
He didn't mention a particular target, but he was teasing her as if, I'm going to use this on you later, and she had enough, and she stabbed. So we'll wrap up today's program with more conversation about butt chugging because, how do you call it, our listening audience has been texting in all kinds of thoughts on consuming alcohol through your anus, for God's sake. What's really funny is someone sent me do you call it a meme if it's a little video clip?
A GIF, but yeah, it's close enough.
GIF, meme, whatever. Someone sent me a GIF meme of Jackie Gleason's character from Smokey and the Bandit, Sheriff Buford T. Justice, thank you. Where he turns to his son in the movie and says, what in the hell is the world coming to? That's a perfect meme gif for the topic of butt chugging. Okay, here are some texts. Here's a listener that says, I think butt chugging is now a thing because all these new beers taste like ass anyway.
That is a good point.
Yeah, there are kinds of beer that maybe I'd prefer back there.
Yeah. St. Paul Postal Jesus said he was in the cooler once with a guy who butt-chugged liquor to try and avoid his car's breathalyzer system. Didn't work out. The guy was looking at 2 years. But sure, wow, you must really need and or love a drink.
Yeah, right. You're already in some trouble.
Yeah, you got the blow stick in order to drive your car. You can't be drinking behind the wheel and you butt chug to take its place. You must really love and or need hooch.
Gas Pipe Jesus wants to know if this is how former Twins pitcher Boof Bonser got his nickname.
I sure hope not.
Oh, man.
Well, I guess you know what? I'm not going to kink shame.
Will there be 93X butt bongs at this year's State Fair booth? No, there will not. At least I will do everything in my power to make it so we are not selling 93X butt bongs at the State Fair.
I'd like to avoid that if possible.
And one more question or comment. This is a question on butt chugging or boofing. And I wish I had an answer for you. They don't cover this in the article. How does butt chugging work if you've got a deuce waiting? Yeah, I don't know.
It might help it out.
Yeah, it might clear out your system a little bit.
I would think.
In the end, I guess you've got the drunkest turd in the county instantly. What was his name again from the television show? Mr.
Hank?
Poopy?
No.
Pee-pee butt?
I have it.
Mr.
Something the Christmas poo.
Hanky.
It is Hanky?
Yeah, Mr. Hanky.
Yeah,
Christmas
the
poo.
Christmas poo.
He will give up marijuana and go straight to liquor.
Yeah, I'm going to... Well, you know what? Somebody, just for show purposes over the weekend, do some butt chugging and get back to us. All right, Dana?
Yeah, I'll volunteer as a tribute.
I could see you doing that with your buddies as a prank.
Oh, I bet that Dana is keeping some information to himself.
There had to have been a St. Cloud State party.
You love all that hip, trendy stuff. There's no way, especially social media stuff, there's no way you haven't been on the front lines of butt chugging. Come clean right now.
I'm sitting here thinking, do they know something? Did somebody tell them something?
Have you seen it in person?
No, I've never seen it in person.
Have you tried it?
No, I've not tried it.
Have you tried it or seen it in person?
Not tried it or seen it in person.
A lot of times it's the third time you ask.
Did you have a buddy that's tried it?
And then you witnessed it.
No.
And is that buddy you?
What I do on my own free time away from this station is none of your damn business, Josh.
Thanks again, and happy National Police Week to all the cops in the listening audience. We appreciate you. Participating Minnesota and Wisconsin Culver's restaurants are donating 10% of sales to the Randy Shaver Cancer Research and Community Fund today. Great cause. Not so great of a guy, but his wife is pretty special. Go get a butter burger and a cement mixer, I believe. Is that what they call them?
Concrete.
Yeah. Concrete. Yeah.
Oh, concrete. Yeah, cement mixer's the drink. Then they're going to continue to give back through Sunday, May 26th. They'll round up sales to support that fund as well. If you order online. Fun size Jesus text in a happy birthday to her awesome father-in-law and soon-to-be grandpa Brian. Have a great Monday.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Stay cool with Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Beat the heat now and ensure comfort all summer long. Their expert technicians are ready to ensure your AC is in top shape. Call and schedule a tune-up today at 612-824-2656 or online at standardheating.com.